Hi everybody, welcome to the Sugar and Crumbs kitchen. We've got Gerry back in the kitchen and I am so excited that she's here tonight. So sorry if I'm looking a little bit rough, but I've been down to Cake and Bake this weekend, met loads of you wonderful people, and you know it's so funny meeting you all because I know the name but no idea who you are. So I go, hi, but I know the name. It's really mad with your brain when you know somebody who you're talking to but then you're trying to connect them with the face. Have you done that?
Loads.
On social media, aren't you?
Loads.
Your social media, you talk to people all the time and you feel as though you know them, and then they stand in front of you and you've no idea. And but anyhow, so it was lovely to meet so many of you down there. We've had a fantastic weekend, worked really hard. I think we got home about 2 o'clock this morning. I sort of crawled into bed, and Maria had the day off, of which Laura and I are so envious about. Laura and I got ourselves into work and dragged ourselves around and unloaded the van and did all the things that we were supposed to have done. So we're a little bit behind on things because of the cake show as well. We're behind on our emails, we're behind on loads of things, loads of social media messages, but we are trying our hardest to catch up. It's going to be Wednesday before I catch up because I'm taking the day off tomorrow.
Well deserved.
I am. I'm having a day with my sister and I'm having a day with my grandchildren tomorrow. So if you call that a day off, it is a day off in my world. So just a few things to tell you. So we've got Gerry here in the kitchen, who I said before. She's been here before. She's going to use cake lace today. It's a fabulous product and she's going to make a Chinese dragon. Okay. Now the cake that she's working on is actually a corporate cake. Now it is a dummy cake.
That's great.
And it's for an opening of a restaurant, isn't it?
It is. So there's going to be an opening at the end of this month, but they've not actually got a deadline for the exact date, which is why we're doing a dummy cake. And it is only going in the window display. So we have signed forms and we said it's not for consumption. So anything we do with it today, we try and treat it as much as we can like a real cake, but they know and they've signed for it that it's not going to be eaten, so we're okay with the health.
So we just thought we'd let you know in case you see this cake in this new restaurant that's opening. Are you allowed to tell them about the new restaurant? Or is that still a secret at the moment?
It's still a secret at the moment. There is a
secret
page. There is a page, so I'll show you the logo. You can jump on their Facebook page, give them a like.
Absolutely. So we're working on it, but it is a dummy cake, so don't worry if we do breathe on it or touch our hair or flick our face. It won't do any harm because no one's eaten it. So a few things, new products in stock. The Amy Sweet stamps, you came over, you loved them. We sold out at the show. Lots of you went bonkers because we sold out at the show, but we sold out on the website. And believe me, we bought a lot of Amy Sweet stamps. So I've just been talking to Amy a couple of minutes ago. We are topping up our website. So I'm going to confirm the order tomorrow. Hopefully she's going to get everything over to me before the weekend, which gives me time to get everything on the website. So for you guys, I'm actually going to buy every one of the products that she has available, and one. So I'm going to buy every product that she has available, and I hope to have them on the website by Friday afternoon, okay? And I'll put a message on the group to say that they're there. So update on the Dinky Doodle. So the Dinky Doodle should have arrived last week, the Dinky Doodle airbrush. It should arrive last week, and a few weeks ago we had hurricane problems. Well, we didn't, but and the ship was pulled in. Not just that ship, all the ships were pulled in, so the delivery was late by a week. I will tell you, the Dinky Doodle is here in the UK, but it's still in customs office. Dawn has been keeping in touch with me. She's hoping they're going to be released tomorrow, and she's hoping I'm going to get them on Wednesday or Thursday at the latest. So for you guys who are waiting for your pre-orders at Dinky Doodle, do be prepared that Laura and I are going to be on the phone on Thursday asking for the rest of your money. And as soon as we ask for the rest of your money, we are dispatching at the same time. So fingers crossed that they're in this Wednesday. Dawn feels very confident that they will be, and she feels very confident it will be the latest on Thursday. So if any of you can spread the word or you see any messages, that's the case. Yeah? Okay, so hope that you're all happy with that. What else do I need to tell you about? Aprons are back in stock. I've not put hoodies and things like that back in stock. T-shirts are back in stock, aren't they? And we've got some lime green aprons for children, which I forgot to bring one with me, which was really pretty. So
one of those.
Lime green ones are lovely. They're really pretty. I haven't had a picture taken of them either, so I don't know. I'm going to put them on the website, but I will. I don't even know whether I've made them public. Have I made them public? I don't know. You know what? I'll sort them out. So we do have a wish list, as you know. So if you go to our website, sugarandcrumbs.co.uk, at the top there we have a wish list, and it says current month and previous months. Now you need to go to the current month, and sorry Gerry, but we've got to use Susan Esper's last week's things to put all what Gerry uses in today, and hopefully we'll get it sorted out tomorrow. But we've got a little technical issue. Somebody lost their login details and I've managed to delete myself off the website, which isn't good considering I'm admin. So there's a couple of things I'm going to have to speak to the web developer about tomorrow, because I can't, you're there, we can see you there, but we can't show the public you're there, if that makes sense. So we've just had to throw everything into the Susan Esper, and you'll find it there, but hopefully we'll have that resolved in the week as well. The joys of internet.
Absolutely.
And technical things, and at my age I'm a bit too old for them all. So
I'm no better.
yeah. So have we got a good audience, Laura?
We've got a brilliant audience building up. We're over 150, well 160 now as I
That's
speak.
what we like. So if there's any newbies, do say hello. So just to let you know, if you're wondering why Gerry's wearing a hoodie, she's like Maria. She's always cold. And lots of you came to the cake and bake and you were amazed that Maria didn't have a hoodie on. She was warm, and that's basically when you go to the cake and bake, it's absolutely boiling in there. So the next show, before I let you go, the next show that we're doing is Cake International. So we're there, we've got a massive stand there as well. Do make sure you pop down. Some of you guys always wonder what we take to the shows as well. We don't take our shop to the show, we take what we produce. So we take Sugar and Crumbs products, which is all the flavours, and we take all the nifty nozzles, and we do demos. And I think you'll see from here, I was playing with some of the cakes, so I don't know if you want to have a little look at these. I did some of these live. Are we, which camera should we have a look at?
If you just hold it slightly up, that's perfect.
Perfect. So this cake here, everybody watched me demo this. It took 7 minutes. I think, was it 7 minutes this one? Or was it the wedding cake? 7 minutes with nifty nozzles. And it's quite funny really, because I was doing cupcakes all day Friday, and I started doing cupcakes Saturday morning. I was just so, I was kind of get fed up of doing cupcakes. So we started off with these beautiful colours here, and then I thought, you know what, I'm just going to get out a dummy cake and let's just whack a cake together. And again, this one, 7 to 10 minutes. They couldn't believe how quickly we decorated it. So just to let you know, those were the colours that we were playing with. And then I used my little diet foam cakes, because you know I'm always on a diet. So we scraped off all the buttercream, put it back in the bowl. And then you get that gunky grey, green, mucky colour. So we just then added purples and made it a batch of white. So like, you know, so that lime green, we had to make a bit darker green. And then we added purples to it. We actually used the Fractal colours for this one. So I think that's quite nice there, isn't it? So can you see?
Beautiful.
So I can turn it on its side as well. So again, people were quite impressed that, you know, that I could decorate this cake in 7 to 10 minutes. And then I actually run out of dummies. Oh, we did this one. So on yesterday, we decided to go for the baby colour themes. So we went for the pale pinks, pale blues, pale lemons. Just the same cake, you know, because there's different audience for people to see them. And then I actually ran out of dummies, so we had to do a little wedding cake, and this one did take, I think, actually 7 minutes. So just a little wedding cake there. So my usual standard rustic. Yeah, so basically I was just sort of showing the audience there that if somebody rang you and you needed to make a cake very quickly, making the cake isn't actually the problem. Baking the cake, it's decorating something very quick. Yeah. That puts people into a panic, and I think that's perfectly acceptable. I think, you know,
I'm in shock that you did that in 7 to 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so anyhow, so I hope you like all those. So that's what I was doing all weekend. So then we had Amy from Amy Sweet Stamps. So it's Amy from Amy Cakes with her sweet stamps. She did a fantastic demo as well. So it was great. It was a great show overall. So hopefully we're going to see you guys at Cake International. And I'm now going to pass you over to Gerry. Ready? Get going, girl.
Fabulous. Right, so welcome back. Last time we were here, we were doing cake lace. This time, same thing, but different mat. So I've got 2 to show you. Hopefully, we'll do one first, and then if we have time, we'll do a little something with the other one. So just grab this. So we're going to use the sequins mat. It's this one. So it's called sequins. It's a bit smaller than your normal cake lace mat. So you've got a little square. It's about 10-inch size square, but it makes more than enough. So we're going to actually do something based on a customer's brief today. So as I say, it's not going to be eaten. But this is the logo that we were given for an upcoming restaurant that's going to be opening in Lim. And so we're going to kind of replicate the dragon onto the cake, and we're going to make the scales using the sequins. So the products that we've got are the cake lace pearlized ruby. And if we open this one, it's ready to mix. It's ready mixed, sorry, so you don't have to do any more mixing. And it's a really nice, lush colour. Yeah, it's very nice. So I'm going to show you how to put it on the mat. We'll whack that in the oven. It goes in for 15 minutes, this one. So every cake lace mat, you're going to vary in the time, just because some of them are slightly shallower, some are slightly deeper. So you need to eyeball it. Do it for 15 minutes, and if you still think it needs to go in a bit longer, just a minute at a time. So to do this one,
looking forward to doing this one.
It's really nice.
So while we're doing this, do you want to tell them about your Facebook page? Because you do classes as well. Do you do one-to-ones, is it? Or do you do groups? I do one-to-one, I do small groups. The one-to-ones are easier because I don't launch classes per se. So if someone wants to learn how to make something, then I always say, well, you come along, we'll organise a day where you can do what you want to do. And we always organise it around someone's birthday so they can then take the cake and celebrate with it so it doesn't go to waste. Oh, that's good.
And if you've got friends, it's nice. There's a couple of group friends, yeah.
Maria really likes that idea. So just to let you know that Gerry brought me a bouquet of flowers, and Maria got the chocolates. And I will tell you that Maria's made a massive dent in the chocolate, so she scoffed herself silly today, which is good considering that there's a dummy cake being made at the moment. So you do lots of corporate cakes, don't you?
I do, and they don't really get put on social media, if I'm being honest, just because they like to keep it private. But this is the first one that I've had to do that is actually going to be a dummy, which is good. They're actually going to have macarons for the bits to eat. So again, I can do those ahead of time. But this one, the main thing is getting this done. So this is why these little sequins are going to be really handy. So before we had sequins, I used to hand cut little circles
Wow.
to use as scales, or you could hand roll them, and then it took forever.
And
So-
just a quick question before I lose it on the
Yep.
all the comments that come through. Someone says so 15 minutes in the oven, but how hot is the oven?
Sorry, yes.
Yeah.
It's going to be 75 degrees. You can have
That'd
it
be
on
great,
fan,
full
or you can
blast.
have it on have it on the fan oven or without. It doesn't make any difference. But 75 degrees in your electric oven, or if you've got a gas, put it on the lowest heat possible. You don't want to burst burning them because they go too brittle, especially the pearlized ones. If you're using the white cake lace, you might have to put it in for a little bit longer. They come out more flexible as well. But rule of thumb is 75 degrees for about 15 minutes for this mat.
I've only ever done cake lace once. I've never done it since. But you know what? I like the idea of just spreading it on like that. It's like proper playtime, isn't it?
Yeah, and you know, a little goes a long
I'm dying
way.
to get there and have a go. I'm not though, but
So, well, this tub, it's a 200-gram tub, and I've already made some sequins in advance just to show you. This is just to show you how to do it, and it's very easy to spread. And I've also used it to make another cake, and I've still got about more than half the tub left, really. So, you know, and this stuff keeps as long as the shelf life. You don't need to put this one in the fridge.
And it's all edible, isn't it?
It is, yeah. You can don't have to cut it away.
So, where is Gerry based?
I'm based in Liverpool, just by the airport, so it's convenient. And I've been there about 10 years now. So I'm originally from Manchester, so there was a bit of a divide when I first moved over. Took some getting used to. But yeah, safely say I'm part of one of them now.
So I'm just looking at a couple of things here. So Maria, they're surprised you've got room for chocolate after the size of that fish you ate on the way home last night. We had a great fish supper. We stopped at the services and got a Harry Ramsden's for tea.
Oh.
It was amazing. So it was the best treat all weekend, I think, isn't it? You can only eat so much Premier Inn food, can't you? We know how to rock and roll when we're at the shows. We know that we're up early in the morning. We drag our little heels back after the show. We die in a chair in the restaurant at 6:30, and we're all in bed at 8 o'clock.
It's really tiring.
Most of us.
Yes. But I think people don't realise how much every element of cake decorating can be. It's very time consuming, whether you're a supplier or whether you're the decorator.
Yeah.
Well, you will if you're going to make your own, but there's lots of behind the scenes things that happen, don't there?
Yeah.
Right, so this is that's all covered, and we're going to pop it in the oven now. So just bear with me 1 second while I just walk to the oven. No worries.
Mm-hmm. So have we got any newbies on here?
I'm not seeing anybody comment.
No. So newbies, do say hello if you're here. So I just noticed that Kaz Gibson has had her bottom smacked off her mummy because I told her she spent too much time on our page.
Oh no!
What a wicked Auntie Carol I am. Kaz came to the stand with her mum and she's there talking away, and I told her mum that she spends far too much on our community. She's our top contributor, 45 minutes a day, 45 comments a day. She can't possibly have time to do uni work.
Oh.
So she's got a right tell it off. Sorry, Kaz, but it's true.
Right, whilst we're waiting for the cake lace to bake, water, I'm just going to bring the main cake over. So I have pre-iced it, just to give us a bit of a head start. And then on the front, we've actually got a driftwood mould, which is, this one's by the old piping bag, but I've forgotten to bring that today. And luckily, Carol's lent me a bit similar one, which is the Karen Davies. Let me see, that's the Karen Davies driftwood mould. Now it is a little bit shorter than this one, but most cakes aren't this tall. So this is about 5 inches. Your average cake's about 3. But we've worked around this. So what we're going to do
You were marvellous.
is we're going to show you how to connect it to make it longer into one piece. So
yeah, you did a great job.
So whilst we have that, I'm just going to put this over to one side, and I'll show you how to do that first. So we've got our piece there. I'm using Renshaw sugar paste.
So Sheila, we're not doing royal icing, we're doing cake lace, and Gerry is making a Chinese dragon with the sequins mould. So this is a dummy cake. It is a corporate cake for an opening of a new restaurant that she's working on. So this cake will be on display, but it will be also not for consumption either. It's just a display.
So we've got a colour here. I've just blended that. It's basically white, black, and a bit of the chocolate brown Renshaws, just to give it this colour because it matches the logo background. So I'm just going to roll it out. I've dusted my mould with corn flour, and I'm going to just choose any, doesn't matter which one. Just press it in.
And an update on the winter flavours, because I know so many of you are not happy that the winter flavours are not in stock. We will be honest, we did have a delivery, 10,000 bags come in. I think, what was it, the 1st to the 4th of September they came in?
Yeah.
And we expected those 10,000 bags, get this, we expected those 10,000 bags to last us till when? February, was it? March? Anyway, we sold out on the 26th of September.
Wow.
So those 10,000 bags went on by the 26th of September. So the reason there's no winter flavours at the moment is we're waiting for our next delivery of bags on them.
Right, so what you can see there is I've taken it out, and as I've gone along, if it's not quite long enough, I've just moved the sugar paste a bit more, and I've just pressed it in a bit more like that. So it's lengthened it more than I need to.
Oh, you're quite clever how you did that.
So what I'm going to do is now just wet the cake, and then I can just stick it straight on. So again, I move it back and forth. There's a lot of moving with today's programme, so sorry.
Yeah, so the winter flavours, we're hoping if our bags arrive by the end of the week, we can get them back on site again, but they will be back, so don't worry, you will get them back in time for Halloween, you will get them back in time for the winter. We've just got to wait for them to arrive.
Right, so that's probably easier to do the back of this actually. I'm not going to get drip marks everywhere. So put it on the back. You can either go this way or that way, it doesn't matter. So I'm going to stick it on here. And where it chops off there.
Do you want to just turn it around because they can't see it?
Sorry.
Turn the cake round.
this way. There we go.
Yeah.
So if I turn it like this,
Yeah.
I'm just going to cut it off at the top, and I know it's a very sharp finish, but then what we do is we get the Dresden tool and your mould as well. So what you can do is, again, you look at the mould and you gently press it over the top, bit of pressure with your finger, and it'll help to mould it in.
Just be a bit slow so Maria can see what you're doing.
Okay, and the Dresden tool. So Dresden tool, just going to flick the edges so that it looks a bit more like wood.
And driftwood's meant to be all riggedy-raggedy anyhow, isn't it?
And I actually quite like the fact that you can still see the cornflower on it.
Yeah.
It gives that beige look. So that's one. So I've done a couple already. As I say, you just make sure it's secured on. And then you can add extra little grooves here and there so that it's not all linear.
And turn it
all
this
the
way so
same.
we can see it.
So there you go.
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to go ahead and do probably 3 more of those. It shouldn't take too long. So as I say, the cake lace, that takes probably about another 12 minutes left in there, and I have got some that I've made earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So this is about 4 mats worth.
Just hold on to the camera for me. Just that's brilliant. Just so
That's
everyone can
about
see what they come out like.
4 lace mats worth. And as you can see, once they're dry, they don't stick to each other.
No, that's quite good, that,
You
isn't
can
it? I noticed that.
Just put it in a little takeout box so you can just...
It's quite interesting you're using them this week because we had Suzanne in last week who was using them. So hopefully we don't lose our signal today. Poor Suzanne had a terrible time last week. And you know what? She was so proud of you guys, and so am I. We went off and came back 4 times, and you guys stuck with us, which was absolutely amazing. So we really appreciate that. We think we've sorted our internet out. So we've had a little chat with the company that we deal with, and they've told us what we need to do. And we've had it on a test run for an hour and a half before we went live tonight, and it didn't break. So fingers crossed. Gerry, you'll be with us all night. You won't have to keep stopping. And poor Suzanne had so many things to tell everybody last week, but because of the breaks and the interruptions, we actually forgot half the stuff we were supposed to do, which was such a shame.
I was ask her back.
Pardon?
Ask her back.
Oh, she's coming back. Yeah, no, she's going to come back.
We do love Suzanne.
Yeah, she's a great girl, isn't she? So I don't know if any of you joined her online
There we go.
classes, but give it a go. That's so good how you do that there, isn't it?
It's very easy, isn't it? The moulds are so good, they really help, especially when you're short on time. So again, I'm going to make a few of them then, I don't have to keep moving things back and forth then. So the good thing about this one is there's 3 different patterns, so you're not going to get the repeat. It's a nice pattern, this one. So again, just going to push it in, rolling pin, and I have to keep reminding myself not to put onto your green board because I keep wanting to. So at home I use a cutting mat that you can, it self-heals basically, so you don't have to mind whether you're rolling it on there. So I've been given a glass one, but it's just to the left of me. So areas like that where it's just sprayed over, I normally just take a knife and cut it away. So as I go in this way, just to put it in, push it back in that way.
That's a really nice comment, Jenna. Jeanette Foster, we're hardcore. That's what I said. You stuck with us for 4 sessions last week. We're hardcore, we're tough. And you know what? It was so good. You all came back, and I got loads of comments of people at the show, other exhibitors at the show, who were actually really pleased that you all stuck with it and you all kept coming back. I will tell you, if ever a live goes off, it takes us 5 to 10 minutes to get reconnected. Simply because of the delay, we have to wait for Facebook to close it down, and then we have to re-log everything and reboot. So it gives you all time to have a cup of tea and a wee.
Yes.
And a biscuit.
All 3 for Maria.
Absolutely, yeah. No, she don't get any of those when we break down. She has to get it all working again.
Yeah. I saw her last time, I was just like, I don't know how she does it. She honestly, the amount of background work that goes on in here, it's crazy.
I know, it's crazy, isn't it?
I can never do this.
Yeah.
Just leave me with the decorating. So push this in, and as I say, if there's leftover, you can actually stretch it as well. It's a good thing about driftwood is that it doesn't have to be straight. You can have the wonky lines on the side.
It's quite good how you've done that, because I would never have thought of doing that. I'm going to mention it to Karen, because I wonder if she's thought about doing it like that. Yeah.
So there might be a slight bit of a, join, but it's not that
Just
obvious.
slide them over to the centre there so they
Just
can
take
see.
them this way. So
Yeah, that's it.
you can see here, that bit there, that's where you can see a bit of a join, but if you kind of just dent it with your Dresden tools and pull it a bit, it hides it. So it's not as obvious. And if you're going to airbrush it after that, then again, that's just adds to it. Right, so I'm just going to trim the
I
edge
like
again.
that. Pam Carrick says, "Oh, Carol, you can't get rid of us now." Oh, thanks, Pam.
Right, so I'm just going to bring the main cake back. Take this look.
It's so good that you all come in and you watch the demonstrators, because these demonstrators go to a lot of trouble. They all come free of charge, show you what they're doing, show their hints and tips, travel from wherever they're traveling from, and just to help you guys learn more baking skills. It is really good. So we do appreciate everything you do, Gerry,
Oh, it's
and
fun.
everybody else who joins us.
But now that you mentioned it, last time I came,
Yeah.
it took me about 3 hours to get home.
Oh, did it?
Because they closed off the motorway.
No way.
There was this one part of the motorway, and my mum, when I got back home, because my mum was babysitting the kids, and she goes, "Oh yeah, they did that. Like they've been doing that for months." And I was like, "Thanks, mum."
Good at all.
So yeah, so I ended up having to go through Manchester city centre
Oh no.
to get home, and there was this one part where you go. I normally go past the Trafford Centre.
Yeah, that's right.
And it just kept telling me to go another way. And then
Yeah.
obviously your sat nav's not quite up to date with the roadworks, of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah.
So yeah, it took me a while to get back, but I had sweets in the car, so and I had my tunes.
Well, Marie and I going to the cake show on Thursday. We were talking, missed the turn off, and ended up doing like, I don't know how many miles. We ended up going to Felixstowe or somewhere like that. I don't know where we were going, but we weren't going to London.
Oh no.
Took us ages to get back, so we ended up running half an hour behind. And then last night it took us off the motorway, and we just ended all down these country roads. And I will tell you, this is so funny. So we're driving down this road, and I can see these traffic lights on red, but I think because I was tired, I thought they were nearer than what they were. So I stopped. So Maria said, "Can I just ask you why you stopped in the middle of the road, Carol?" Well, I went, "Because the lights are red." But the lights were red like miles away. Thankfully, there was only me in the middle of the road stopped. But she said, "Can I ask you, why are we stopped?"
You do get tired though along the way, and like I'm not being funny. The night time, it does mess with your eyes a little bit.
Well, it does mess with the eyes, but I think when I drive at night time, because it messes with your eyes,
Yeah.
I'm that slow person in the slow lane on the motorway, big car going 40 miles an hour.
Well, is that from glare as well? Because
Pardon?
if I get glare from all the lights,
Yeah.
like, oncoming traffic, I go really
It's
slow.
because I don't like the glare.
I turn into a granny with my driving.
Yeah.
Right, so there we go. So the bottom tier is complete. I'm just going to pop this up onto the cake board, sorry, turntable. And try and find the
great.
front.
Love it.
Right, so on the front, I've actually, I iced my cake, and then whilst it was still soft, I used the Dresden tool, and I just marked off the shape of where I want the dragon to go. So it's kind of like an S shape. You can see it starting there, it goes round.
Let's see if I can catch that on the light. It's quite hard, just
Is
because
it
it's
reflecting?
black.
Yeah.
Oh, I think
Yeah.
I might just be able to get it there.
So we now know the name of the restaurant that's being opened.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
there's a
Confusion.
giveaway.
And hopefully it'll be open at the end of the month. So they've given me the date of around about the 20th of October. So as the name suggests, it's fusion Chinese with a bit of maybe a modern twist. Right, so I know my base. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take some red sugar paste, and we're going to just form like a long sausage, just so we know where the dragon's going to go. We'll shape the head, and then we'll start adding the sequins, which is the fun part.
Fantastic.
So it's going to look a bit shoddy until we start putting sequins on, but that's the whole point. It's
Yeah,
gonna look,
do you not find
That's
that
what
though
brings
when
it
you
to
are
life.
cake decorating, you make things and you start
Yeah.
thinking, what's going to happen here? And then suddenly it turns into something amazing, doesn't
Yeah, it
it?
does,
So,
yeah. I mean, there's always one part, isn't there, where it just suddenly lifts off.
yeah.
So that will be when the sequins start coming on. But
And if it doesn't lift off, we've got a big problem.
Yeah. Carol was a bit worried. She was like, "Have you done this before?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, but just not with the red. But I'm sure it'll be fine." I wing most of my projects to be
She
fair.
came in, I said, "So we're making a Chinese dragon with sequins tonight." She said, "Yeah." I said, "Have you made one before?" And she went, "Yeah."
Right, so again, I'm just going to move this to one side.
Is that your phone bleeping there, was that?
Is that me?
I don't know. We did
I
a
have
very
a problem
strange
with my
thing.
phone at the moment.
It was like a little drum going at the side then.
It might be making notification. At the moment, it's not doing what it needs to be done. I don't get notifications on the right days, and then the ones that are supposed to be done straight away, that you miss them all. Right, so I'm just going to roll a sausage.
And the turntable I did get off Amazon, Kate. So Richard, you're right. I did. Get it from there.
So we just want a long sausage. Oh, that's my cake
oven.
laser. See, so quick.
Oh, there it is. The oven
It's
going.
already done. Yeah, it's going quick.
Have you remembered? Bleep, bleep, bleep. Your oven's going.
Yeah, no.
Oh.
That's all right, don't worry.
Do we just stay calm, do we?
Yeah, that's all right. You've still got a couple of seconds or minutes. It's not going to do too
So what we're
bad.
making here, a carrot?
So this is our super long carrot. So it's long, it's tapered at the bottom towards the tail. So let me just go grab this cake lace, because any longer and it will go brittle. How do we turn this? Oh, there we go. Yeah, it is done.
Yeah, lovely meeting you guys. So Pam Kingshot, I do remember meeting you. Yes, I saw you with your granddaughter. And Miss Tina. I'm not sure if I met Nancy.
I met Tina.
Did you meet
I
Tina?
met Tina.
Right,
Yeah.
good.
Hot. Right.
We met Elaine Lawson as
Yes.
well, fabulous. I met loads of people, it was great. Go on then.
So,
Hot.
yeah, it's still warm. So the best thing is to let it cool down a little bit, but as you can see, I'm barely touching it.
One's popped off.
Yeah.
Wow. It just flips
Wow.
off. Look at this.
I like
That's
that.
impressive.
Yeah, it's really fun. So ideally, you need to put it in a little box, like a paper box,
Yeah.
and just give it a shake and it'll all come out. You can
Yeah.
do it in a Polly Pocket actually.
Can you repeat doing that?
Yes.
Okay,
So I
now.
just give it a little shake or a little tap on the back, and they just all fall out.
Yeah.
So they are ready. Now if you use white lace, it because white lace is technically a bit more sticky in general. So that one, you make sure it dries out fully before you put it in a pot. But it's fine, it will still hold. But the pearlized ones definitely don't stick. So, as I said, I'm just going to tip this into the pot.
Yeah, no worries.
There's
While
our
you
pot.
do that. So I've just seen that Georgie Godbold's joined us. So just to let you know, next week it's a classroom of classes next week. So we have got Zoe Fancy Cakes in for 3 days next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So we're not doing a live this Thursday, and the reason we're not doing a live this Thursday is Laura and I are going to be up to our neck in it with Dinky Doodles, so we're going to sort those out on Thursday. So there's no live this Thursday morning. Next Monday we've got Zoe Fancy Cakes with us, and she's doing a live for us on Monday night, okay? We've also got Georgie Godbold in with us on the following Saturday, the 20th. I haven't told Georgie yet, but we're doing a live at 5 o'clock. I haven't actually told Maria and Laura they're here with us. Oh, Maria's not here. Laura's doing it. I forgot. Maria's in sunny Spain, but Laura's here. You're not doing anything on Friday the 20th, are you, Laura?
Not now.
Like swinging it on you, doesn't she?
5 till 6.
Not now.
It's all right. I haven't told Georgie either. So, guys, now Georgie and Laura know that they're doing a live a week on Saturday. So,
Right, so that's now 5 sets of sprinkle, which is more than we need. And just so you can see, when it's cleaned off, it doesn't stain the mat.
no.
Okay, so some people think it might stain, it doesn't stain your mat. I can see little bits, but that will wash off with water, so you don't need to use soap.
It does wash off, actually.
It does, it just
yeah.
comes clean off and
Yeah.
you can use it again.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put that to one side.
Georgie's there. What time? Don't worry, Georgie. When the class finishes, we just want to show everybody what we've done in class, and then we'll get you to do a little cheeky, sneaky model. Only something little to show everyone. Georgie, she just heard that. She didn't know she was doing a live either. But Laura didn't know, and Maria's in sunny Spain. That's on October the 20th.
Right, so I've got my long sausage of
Yeah,
a
your long
dragon.
carrot.
So all I'm going to do is find out where it's going to go. So I follow the line that I've drawn to about there. Right, I need to cut it off just before the head. So I'm going to go onto the pink tray. Pink. Right. And you need to anchor it onto several points of the cake so that it's not going to fall off. So again, a bit of water. I'm just going to swivel it round whilst I put the water on, because I don't want to have loads of water marks visible. So pink brush.
We're looking forward to meeting you too, Nico. She's coming into Monday's class.
Oh, exciting.
Have we collected all the balances and money off people? I don't think we've even chased them for the money,
We
have we? Have we? Have you been chasing them, Laura? They're all paying up, are they?
Yeah, I'll have to stand at the door with a list.
We're
You're
so-
not coming in.
We're so chilled out, we don't chase anybody for any money.
We very nearly had someone who was just going to turn up. They weren't aware that they needed to book on the class.
Well,
Yes.
no way, really.
Yes, I spoke to somebody today. They weren't aware that they had to actually book in
Would have
advance.
been interesting.
Someone was going to turn up on Monday.
And when the airbrushes come in, Maria has actually done all the videos for the airbrushes. Can you turn that around so they can see it, Jerry?
Sorry,
Stop
one
looking at it by
second.
yourself. Can you share
Yeah.
your
I just
your
need to
skills
push
with
it.
us? Don't
Right.
be round there. Keep
Here we
them all
go.
to yourself.
It's just so that I can give you some. I need to give some anchorage to it. So if I'm
You face
pushing
it towards
wrong
Laura.
way.
It's okay, it's
There we
fine.
go. So if I push it, I
Fine.
need to push it against the cake just so that we've got the anchor points in, and the body's going to sit on the top here. And again, I just push. So that is the body. Lovely dragon, isn't it? So what else have we got? Oh, arms. Yeah, it's only got one arm and one leg on this. I think it's an arm.
Yeah, I suppose dragons
It
do
doesn't
have
have legs
arms,
actually.
don't
It only
they?
has. This one only has 2 arms, so that's work for me.
Do you need this oven on anymore? Should I
Oh,
turn it
no,
on?
I can turn- you
Should
can turn it
I,
off
shall I
now.
have the door open to keep us warm since we're all cold? We've been away all weekend.
that
the heating's been off. I'm actually not
Don't
bothered.
bill me
I'm
for
actually-
your lucky bill.
I've got layers of fat keeping me warm. You
Well,
two.
No, do you know what? My sister's wedding was last month, and a number of people had told me how podgy I was getting. It was
How what are you getting?
podgy.
Podgy?
Yeah, you know these
No.
lovely relatives that you've not seen in 10, 20 years. I'm like, oh, you're getting fat. Why?
No, there's no
Thank you.
podge on you. They need to come and have a look
No,
at
I
me.
am for Chinese.
And I do thank all those lovely ladies who came up to me at the show and said, Carol, why do you go on about how fat you are? You're not actually that big. I thought, oh, that's nice of them. So I now realise it's Laura's filming. Me and her are going to have a chat. It's the angle, Laura. I'm not fat. It's the way you film me.
Right, so to make the hands, we're going to do 2 of the
We
same
can't
thing.
see you on the pink,
Oh,
unfortunately.
is that not coming
No,
up on that
no,
camera?
that's
we
right.
don't. We don't have that on the
Am
live. So
What I'll do is I'll do it
can
on
you
my hands.
transfer to?
I would do it
Yes,
on my hands, but I'm
that's-
not cutting on the mat.
Okay.
So if I cut my hand...
You can cut on the mat gently. What can I give you to cut?
Gently.
It's alright.
Oh, do you want me to lift the pink over?
No, you're good. So
Sure.
all I'm going to do is cut 2 little lines. Because, again, it's not like... the dragon in question is not actually
Let me go and
a
get
proper
Let me
dragon.
go and get a little
So
chopping board for you.
I'm just going to... All I'm doing is I'm splitting the
You have
toes
to come right down.
where I'm
Sorry.
at here.
Yeah.
There we go. So I'm just going to separate this into 3 so that you've got toes. And I'm just going to wiggle it with my finger until they kind of smooth off a bit like this. And they can have pointy bits on the
Yeah.
end like this. Okay? And again, give it a little twiddle there, just so it has a bit of a wrist, it's not got a fat wrist. And again, you turn it to the back, hold the wrist, and then use your finger just to push a little, very gently. Gives it a padding, so it's got a bit of shape there. You can see that.
Oh, look at that. That does look like a dragon's hand. That was a bit
Yeah.
clever. You're a bit good at this, you aren't you?
This is my
There,
favourite
I've got
part.
your chopping board there.
Oh, thank
I
you
didn't
very
realise
much.
you wanted it to show people. I thought you was just chopping some stuff up.
Well, I'll do bits, but... So I've got another, there we go. So again, just to spread it open like that. And then you're just going to twiddle them to make them rounder and sharper at the end. And again, we make twiddle here, make a wrist, hold the wrist, and then use your finger to gently push to create
That's it.
this here. So you get a palm, and you put them both together. They should be about the same. So again, we're going to put them onto the cake. I'll take this away now. That's one side. Now the sugar paste doesn't have to have any tylose in it. You don't want to, but if you have hot hands, use some tylose to help to mould it. Makes it set a bit hard, it's easier to work with. So one arm goes there, and that's where the arm was. And the other one goes down there.
Oh, isn't that nice? Tina Payne says, my husband said when we met Laura on Sunday, that's Laura. I recognise her voice.
You read the next bit though?
No, I didn't. What's the next bit
It
say?
says, is it weird that I fall asleep hearing her voice? When Tina's being sneaky watching the demos late at night.
You must have a lovely, nice, soothing voice. We'll have to get you reading books and stuff like that.
God.
I'd buy it if you were going to read. Send my kids to sleep.
Laura always does a great intro, which is great.
There we go. That's one. Oh, the other one goes down here.
Why am I stuck on that bit looking at that? Why can't I see any more?
I've no idea.
What can you see?
Are we good so far? Like,
Yeah,
can you
we're-
see the
no,
moon?
we're-
No, it's alright. All I can see is a lace mat on my camera.
No idea.
Okay.
It's still on.
I've not got one inside.
Can't let go of the
I
sound
know,
table.
that's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
I can see you now.
No, I was going to say I'm on.
That's
I'll put
the
that.
legs.
It's actually starting to look like a dragonite. You know, I'm getting a bit impressed with this, you know.
Yeah.
I'm getting a bit impressed with it.
Modelling now and
I'm
again.
amazed actually. It's amazing how you've gone from this like long, extra long carrot, to now it looking like a dragon.
That's the whole fun of modelling.
Oh, sorry, Laura. Maria, what do you need us to do?
Right, so to make the tail bit, they have like a fanned tail. Looks a bit like a what does it look like? Like a flame. So again, moving this back, and then you can see on here. Is it there? Are we good?
Got a fantastic audience tonight, Gerry. A really good audience.
So,
Mm.
so just gonna now I'm gonna make this a bit thinner because the tail kind of tapers a bit. So, and all we're gonna do is we're gonna cut.
Look at that. No
Okay.
template. No templates
No,
there,
no,
is
I
there?
don't. I don't use templates if I don't have to. But sometimes I do it if I think it's going to make the job quicker because time is money. And you don't think about that until you start running a business. You don't want to be taking up too much time for every order. But quality control and whatnot. I'm going to take a knife. I'm just going to cut into it so it's all fanned out. And then, because the tail's quite narrow at the bottom, actually I might just cut that middle bit off. I did say I wing it. A lot of the time I just, whatever
Good
works
girl.
for the moment.
We like winging it.
That's all it does. So when you're cutting it, just make sure you don't cut the slit so that you, otherwise it'll come off. So that's that bit. Trim that. Don't need that.
Someone's just asked what paste you're using.
Using the Renshaw. So this is Renshaw Poppy Red.
Could we
it
tag
is
Renshaw
soft.
in? I forgot
It is
to let
soft,
them
but
know.
If you find that it's too soft, just put a bit of Tylo powder in it and it's fine. But this is just clean. It's just without. And I've used Renshaws for all of the cake as well, so the black and the mixed colour underneath.
That's good.
So one stop shop. And I'm just going to go in with the Dresden tool and we're now just going to add extra detail by fanning it out. So the reason why I cut it with knife feather is just so that it doesn't look like one big lump.
Hmm.
There we go. Right. So take your knife, just slide it underneath. Come back
Thanks,
with
Pam.
this.
Pam says I'm the queen of winging it. See,
Ah,
you've not
see?
caught up with me yet then, Gerry. If anyone knows how to wing anything, I can.
I'll need tips. Right, so I'm just going to edge this back and we'll turn it back round. Okay, so as you say, there's, you see that? So here, I'll just open it back up there so we know where we're going to fit. And I only use water to adhere all my sugar paste. You don't need the edible glue. Can if you want to, but I don't think it's necessary. Not too much. And then carefully, try and do this upside down. Just be very carefully put it on either side of that bit there. And we hold it like this. Use your brush just to ease it in. And then you can use it to flick out as well so that it's not flat. You want a bit of movement. But then,
I'd like to see you use now pink brushes. Do you
oh,
like
I
them?
love your brushes, and I've not stopped using them since I got them.
That's good.
Every project has got to have a bit of pink brush in it. So there we go, that's your tail. Actually, can tidy that up a little bit more, which I'm going to do because this is a client's order, so I don't want them to have one.
You don't want them to think you've not
It's
done
got
it
to
properly.
be to the standard that
Yeah.
I'm accustomed to. So again, just areas like this. Just use the back of the Dresden tool to help
Yeah.
fan it out. Now it doesn't have to be super neat at this point because
Yeah,
a lot of
put
it's going to be
sequins
covered.
on it,
That's
yeah.
right, yeah. But just because it gets to the very end of the tail where it's very thin, I'm just worried that it might show through. So just on the pretense of the might, we try our best to hide it. And again, just a few more lines here and there, like this. There we go.
See if I can just keep it there for me. I'm just going to see if I can get a real
Yeah.
good close up of that, if that's alright.
Yep.
It's looking good, it's looking good.
Yay!
I'm impressed. Carrot to dragon, carrot to
far,
dragon.
So good. Right. so
People
move
who
on
just
to
joined
the
us
head.
will be wondering what the hell I'm going on about a carrot. But I really thought you was rolling out a carrot
You know, like
at
the
first.
Chinese chefs,
Yeah.
they're so skilled. They really do like sculpt carrots and like dragons
Yeah,
and
make
phoenixes.
amazing things, don't they?
I don't know how they do it. You can't go back on that once you put it wrong, can you? So very clever. Right, so to make the head, get the end of your rolling pin, and we're just gonna make like a little groove there. It's like just a socket so that it can sit in it without falling off, basically. And then we're gonna make the head. So it's not identical to the logo because that's quite a wispy, hand-drawn, painted kind of cookie dragon. But the idea is that the main thing is they wanted the dragon on there. So we want, how big is this stuff? Just slightly bigger than a golf ball. Yeah, maybe, yeah, about the size of a golf ball. Just eyeball, let's see whether it's about the right size. That looks good to me. So we're going to make the, roll it nice and smooth because this part is not going to get covered by the sequin. So ideally, if you can, try and get it as smooth as possible. And
You're okay rolling it in your glove?
yeah. The reason why I'm wearing a glove is because I cut my finger trying to make roast dinner for the family. So we're trying to make parsnips. I thought I'm not going to buy the pre-cut ones. I'm going to be good and buy the root veggie from the store. And what do I do? I cut my finger. And then I take an hour cooking the thing, and then the kids don't eat it. So
They don't eat parsnips.
No,
Oh,
I
I
thought they
love
would, 'cause
parsnips,
it's lovely
especially
and
when they're
sweet.
crispy.
Yeah, that's what I have. That's why I have it.
Yeah.
It's lovely. Yeah, they didn't appreciate my cooking, but they'll always have cake. So all I've done now is I've used my finger to kind of roll a snout. So just by doing that, rocking it, you get a thinner bit here, and the nose you still get a bit of shape that comes naturally. And Chinese dragons they have quite long, thin noses. So just keep going if you feel like it's not quite enough. And then I pinch at the side, and then you can see a bridge kind of forming there. So that's our dragon.
Look at that.
And then on the tip, because if you can see that, it looks a bit too round. So we need to sharpen it up. So all I'm doing is pinching down, just like this.
Up a bit.
Up, there.
Yep, there.
Okay, so pinch it like that.
Do you
And
know, it's
again.
amazing, and you just tweaking it a little bit and it starts
Yeah.
forming like it, doesn't it?
Yep. So that can go straight on the head. Now again, a bit of water. Now if you want to use a cocktail stick, you can, just to make sure it's not going to fall off. But I'm pretty confident that it's going to stay on, just because it's got the socket there, and you still have a contact point on the cake.
They're just saying, anyone else thinking how great the dragon would be for a Mulan cake?
Oh yeah.
And they put, Mulan
Yeah.
and the red dragon.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
Mushu.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
As I say, Mushu.
Yeah.
I actually have
Probably
no
some
idea what you're
copyright
talking
issues
about.
there.
Have you not?
You know.
Disney, Mulan.
Yeah. Oh, it's
Don't know what
amazing.
you're talking about.
We need to educate you, Carol.
Really? Well, I babysit the kids tomorrow. I'll
Oh,
have
there
to
you
see,
go.
on.
I'll have to
there
see
you
if I
go.
can watch it.
I've never seen it in the English version.
I only watched
We watched
Frozen.
it in
I only watched
Chinese.
Frozen. What was it? About 2 weeks ago.
No.
Yeah, watched Frozen 2 weeks ago. I was babysitting the kids on holiday, and I watched Frozen all the way through. That's the first time I've seen that. I don't
So
get
just
time.
use the
I don't even know when I last watched the television. I'm always working. Do you know on
That's
Saturday
true.
we were there, and we go to bed. We're usually in bed for 8 o'clock. Well,
Yeah.
I'm not because I'm always on my computer working.
Yeah.
Anyhow, I shan't name any names, but there is one in this kitchen who decided to go on the Raz with two of the other girls. So they were thoroughly enjoying themselves drinking wine while I was there working away. They were completely oblivious to what I was doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who it could be.
Yeah, a red-headed young lady who was sharing a room with Maria, who wasn't impressed, who got woken up by the noise. And John heard them all come up the corridor, thought I was with them, so he got out of bed to let me in because I didn't have no card key.
Oh no.
And I was still downstairs working until 1:30.
Right, so I've just used the ball tool to create the eye socket. I'm going to go for another one with the smaller end of the ball tool. That's just going
It feels a bit weird, that, don't it, when you do that?
What?
Sticking something in his eye.
Tiny little ball. And that's just going to roll in there. So I'm doing this blind because I can't see on the other side of the cake, but we'll see.
Looking good.
How well we get on. And then again, I'm just going to take another piece of icing, very small piece, just to make a sausage, but you taper the ends. These are going to be eyelets. And more water.
Well, there's a few other people who have no idea who Mushi is.
Oh.
That's good. Oh, good.
We need to.
Do you know who Mushi is?
It's my favorite. Mulan is my favorite.
Look at her face.
Film.
Oh my God, you don't know.
There you go.
She does make me laugh.
Yeah, Cass Gibson's right. He was voiced by Eddie Murphy. He's like
Oh,
really
is he?
eccentric and yeah.
Oh, see, I've
Yeah.
never heard the English version before. So
Well, Elaine Lawson and Paula Brown are with me. We've no idea. But we know what we're doing this weekend. Well, I know what I'm doing tomorrow, watching it
It's a good
tomorrow.
movie. I think Jackie Chan did the voice for the male bit as well.
It's one of the first Superwoman in Disney.
One of them.
Oh yeah, she's one of the first superhero, like women
Yeah.
superheroes for Disney.
Yeah.
She's a bit of a national treasure for the Chinese. So there was when it came out, there was like a bit of controversy as to it not being quite accurate.
Oh
But
dear.
can't
That
really-
eyelash is good, isn't it? Can you get a close up of
Brows,
that
yeah.
Let me
eyelash?
show you now. So
Is it an eyelash or a brow?
I'll let you be the decider of that because what I'm going to do now is
We'll
just
talk
put a
about
little tape of
brows after.
sausage.
I'm going to show Gerry up
Oh
now.
my goodness.
She came before, and then I put the big lights on, and I said, Gerry, can you just tell me why your eyebrows are shining?
So I have.
She'd
this-
left her stuff on her eyebrows,
Right.
and she's come all the way with this shiny stuff on her
And
eyebrows.
I've been in shops and everything, and then people look at you and you just think, oh, that just smells brows or something. But no, I just forgot to take my eyebrows off.
What were they?
So it's like a temporary tattoo. So it's a bit like a liquid eyeliner. You put it on your brows, and my sister, I blame my sister for this because she's the one that said it's really good. And I thought, all right, we'll try it. You put it on, 20 minutes to an hour, then you peel it off, and you get lovely coloured eyebrows. So I thought, I'm gonna have a go. And she's done it a few times where she said like, she goes, I've left it in places where I've gone to the supermarket and I've got funny looks. And I was like, I don't know how you can do that. I've probably done it about 3 times myself.
But she came in, and I didn't notice till we put the big lights on. And I go, can I just ask you, Gerry, what's that shiny stuff on your eyes?
Right, so now we've got the eyes done, we're gonna do an ear. So I've made a little teardrop, and then just a mini, this is a cell pen I think, or
Just sorry, we're
that
too
that
low
one?
for that one and too low for this one and too
should
high
we
for
do
this one.
this one?
Let
So-
me just tilt you down. It's just so I'm trying to get all the detail in for everybody.
no
That's
worries.
all.
Just point me in the
That's
right
it.
direction.
Perfect. Thank
So
you.
I think it's called a cell pen, but I just use it as a rolling pin for the smaller project. So on the little end, just roll it gently, and you'll get the natural curve, and it follows the indent, and it also tapers to the end. So that is one ear, and again, bit of water. You stick it on there, and I just bend it slightly, just so that it helps give it a bit of a curve. We don't want too many flat edges. And then we use the Dresden tool just to hide any lines, and that means it's not going to fall off, she hopes. So I've done one ear, I'm going to do another one again. So try and get it the same size.
Lift that up.
Little
It's all right.
ball.
I'm on it here, so I've got this whole. Oh, beautiful.
Make a teardrop. Oh, everyone's just got all their gadgets
that
up in
help?
the air.
Save your arms if you want, Carol. I'm on this one.
You're going to stop me eating biscuits. Are you on it? Can you
I'm
see?
on it. I'm on this one. Don't worry.
okay.
So I said, save your arms.
Oh, come on.
So there we go. Put this one on there. They don't have to be exactly the same. As long as they're the same level, But you can have one turning out, one turning in, just to make it a bit more interesting. So, there we go. I'm not sure what the time frame is at the moment. How are we doing for time?
We're just about to hit 9 o'clock.
You're doing good. But what we'll do in a minute as well, I was a bit late putting the sugar and crumbs bake-off up this week.
Oh, yeah.
So normally I do it on a Tuesday, but because we just got back off holiday and we were busy Tuesday, and then I got set up with the cake shows, I completely forgot about it. So I had to set it up, what was it, Friday or Saturday night when we set it up. So we're going to do the draw for that, which you're going to pick the prize out the draw. So we'll see who the winner of that is. So that's week 6 pastry week, was it?
Right, can you see this while I do the drawing?
Yeah.
So I'm just going to use the dressing tool again, and we're just going to mark some lines. Oh, nostrils, I forgot nostrils. Nostrils. If you poke your dressing tool in and you flick it up, it'll raise the
Brilliant.
the nostrils.
That's a
up
great
more.
angle.
So, just so cool. Poke it in and flick it up. I feel like I've been poking his eyes, I've poked his
I know,
nose.
up his nose.
Feels very vulnerable, isn't he? Right, so that's done. And then they also have these funny like whiskery things coming out their mouth just on the side. And they also have like a flamey kind of thing coming out. So again, like the tail, just gonna make this little bit of detail. And then hopefully fix it onto the cake. And once that's done, that is the main part of the dragon. And then we can start sticking these sequins on. Any other bits I'll add on at the end after the sequins. So making a very skinny sausage. And then using the Dresden tool, just pulling the sugar.
Just tilt your hand down
There
on
we
this
go.
one just for the detail.
Above it?
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
it, thank you.
Yep, so we're just pulling it. And then I'm not going all the way, because we don't need to go all the way. And I'm just going to where the mouth is. Right, I do have to turn this around for a second,
Okay.
just while I find it, otherwise he's going to have a very wonky mouth. So,
Let Maria help me.
right, is that okay? So I've just
Just go up the way.
used the dressing tool to mark them out.
Gotcha. We'll be in the background of Maria's
So you
1-minute
guys enjoy
video.
it. She works so hard.
Carol will be.
Oh no.
No one wants to see you, Carol.
Did you
Still
see
eating a
us all?
biscuit?
What did you all think of Rosie Cake Diva's Big Ben then? And that little, did you see the post we posted up? Where we all popped out behind Big Ben. I thought that was really
How
good.
funny. So we've got one there. Just pull it off. Oh, see that? Actually, that's quite perfect. So the little twiddly bit, keep twiddling it, and you've got a whisker.
Right. Are you going
You
to
have
show
to
them?
show
or are you
us
gonna keep all this to
At some
yourself?
point.
There we go. So,
Right, you
turn
need
it
to
back
tell
round.
them what you've done there.
Yeah. So all I've done is that piece that I've just cut, I've just stuck it on. And this was the excess. So instead of ripping it off, that can be the whisker. So I'm just going to push it onto this cake. So, let's get some water on it. So that it will stick to the tools. So, put that there. And then taper the end off with your finger and thumb. So again, just twiddle like this.
Oh, that's clever.
And you've got the end bit. So that's all one piece. And again, I'm just going to tidy under here because he's got a bit there. So it's just an neaten it. And again, yeah, stuff like this. You just want to blend it in. So at the moment, it's still a bit soft, but as it gets a little bit firmer, you might actually be able to just
Shall I
adjust
turn
it.
the oven off then and we'll cool down again?
Yeah, it is getting warm now, I have to say.
Right, let's turn it
Shall
off.
I do that now?
Yeah,
We go turn
that's
it off.
okay. It's alright, Maria's going to turn it off.
Right. So that's the majority of our dragon done.
That's no
I
worries.
probably will get some more details put on the front of the head, but I want to get the sequins on first, so that's the
Yeah, that's
important
good.
bit.
Yes, I hope you liked the live on Sunday, even though I did wake you up with a sideways version. You obviously must have been sleepy because nobody said anything for ages. I decided at the cake show I'd go and do a little live.
Oh, okay.
So I held it like landscape, thinking I was really clever, you know, going around filming and shaking hands. And Maria had to come running over going, Carol, they're all sideways.
We all like this, love watching the video. Right, I'm going to do this section at a time. And I start at the bottom of the tail because the scales normally overlap each other. So you want to start at the top, at the bottom, and go all the way to the top. And there will be a section, just forgotten. Right, before I do that. So the underbelly of a dragon doesn't have any scales, so...
Does it not?
No, it's got like a...
Not that I've ever looked at dragons very often.
It's got like a...
Just so that I know in case I bump into one.
So I'm just using the Dresden tool to mark the line there. And then they have like a weird belly thing. It's just this
You know a lot
line.
about dragons, you don't you?
We have to do some research, you know. It's part of my heritage. I feel like I'm not Chinese unless I know something about dragons. There you go. So that's just one more up there. It's just a small detail, but it makes it pop out a bit more. So as you can see, it's got a bit of a groove. So we can now finally get to use our sequins.
Yeah.
Now the sequins are in lots of different sizes. It doesn't really matter which one you use, but naturally you'd want to use the smallest ones at the bottom, work your way to the top.
Yeah.
And then as you get towards the head, you can also go back to going small. So the main thing is the biggest bits go here.
And what would you start with first then?
So to start the tail, I use the smallest pieces, and I'm going to tip them out, just a few out, so that I've got some to look for.
You're right, Pam. I was being thoughtful about those being in bed, and I did laugh afterwards because if you sort of kept it at 45, you could see what was going on.
Okay.
Hold on. Right, so the best thing to do is put it on a brush.
And you're just sticking this on with water, aren't you?
Yeah, just a dab of water. Your brush isn't super wet because you don't want it too wet, and you're just overlapping it. And as the tail gets wider, you start using more, you know, like 2 side by side. Start off with 1, 2 side by side, so on and so forth. But that shimmery effect's really pretty.
Yeah.
And the good thing is, cake lace is actually quite flexible still, and especially when you put water on it, it goes soft again. So don't put too much on, it's going to melt, but it also means you can still shape it. So you've got a little bit of give. So where areas shouldn't be, where you think it might not have enough, you just pop it on. Oh, and the pearl eyes, doesn't really matter which way you flick it either. You have it on both sides. They're very similar looking.
Yeah, a few people were just saying, which I hadn't thought about, and I'm sure you've just seen that comment, Laura. These sequins are fab for the mermaid tails as well.
Yeah, actually.
So you could do them in some nice pastel colours.
I'm actually in the middle of doing a tutorial with a Little Mermaid as a demo. But it's finding the time sometimes. You know, this year for me has been a really busy year for business, and I didn't expect it. So I've not been able to do as many tutorials as I'd hoped. But we're hoping after November I have more time after November. So again, I'm just going to turn that around.
Could you dust the pearls? You know, when you put the pearls on, could you dust them with luster, like luster dust?
Yeah. The best thing is to airbrush them, if I'm being honest, because if you use the powder-based airbrush colours, it sits on it better. The watercolour ones, you have to be very careful because again, they might melt. You can dust them. I have got some dust here actually, so I can show you on a little bit afterwards.
Great. So talking, while you carry on speeding on with that, we'll catch up with a few people with a few things.
Yes.
So talking about the airbrush, Maria has done loads of videos for when Dawn was here. Now the reason we haven't set them off yet is simply because the Dinky Dildo hasn't arrived yet. But she is scheduling, as soon as they arrive, those little 1-minute videos, refresher things, are going to be posted. So you're going to post them over the 3 days, I think, aren't you? So Maria will be posting those. So don't think she's forgot to do the videos. She's made them, but they're sat there waiting because we didn't want to have you watching the videos and no airbrush. So we're nearly here, we're nearly ready. You've only got a few more days to wait.
Any chance you can turn that?
Yeah.
Fabulous.
Sorry.
Thanks.
Every now and again I'll have to flick it
I
around just so
know,
I know where I'm going.
So this is an interesting question from Kaz. Will the lace soften over time, or would this last as a display cake?
This lasts. The only thing that is going to control it is the humidity in the room that you're storing it in. So we have had some wet weather, even over the summer. Some of my laces have softened a bit, but they dry out naturally again.
Maria?
Which is why if you don't want to put it in the oven, you can air dry your lace with the on the mats overnight and use it that way too.
So you do see a camera bobbing. It is Maria. Everybody who's a regular does know that she does this. So you will every now and again see a little camera push forward, but you also know it's to your benefit because she makes you an amazing little video.
We're sharing space now, it's okay.
We're sharing space?
Yeah.
Right. I feel as though Maria's
Let me know if you can
see.
see any gaps where I'm making these whilst I'm placing on some. But as you can see, start to see, it's coming together quite nice now. So I'm trying to work. Starting to use a mix of these sizes now. So it's the second size and the smallest size. And if you do a mix, it kind of gradually blends. So like this one, it's being a bit stubborn. And just adding a bit of water to gently dab it to make it follow the curls.
So Nesme says that when hers melts if she adds water. Why is that?
It's just that this is it doesn't take to moisture well. So the product itself,
So it's just
it needs air time to dry. That's why we put it in the oven. So if
Yeah.
you didn't, I mean, it does dry at the room temperature. It takes about 12 hours to dry fully. But any water going back into it, it just turns it back into a liquid.
So if you do it in the oven, it makes it better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think when you're doing a project like this and you need to make a few of the matte patterns before you start your project. So like I said, this here, it's going to last me ages this, but there's about 4 or 5 mats there. And that is going to last me several projects.
Yeah, well,
And
I was
actually this
surprised
one,
that
I
because
use
when
other things.
Suzanne was in last week, she had a little tub full like that, and she said they'll last her for ages.
Yeah, and
So it's a great mat, isn't it, to have?
once these are done, like I've just got a little takeout box. You can do all different colours and store them in there. And you just put a little sticker on your tub of the sell by date, which is on the packaging. Because it doesn't have to go in the fridge, it's ready to go.
Brilliant.
As long as it's past the sell by date. If you do, I find you'll know when the sell by date, when it's past the sell by date, it doesn't cure. It's a bit like silicone gel. So if it goes past the date, it just doesn't set ever.
Right. Okay.
But you know.
And is that when it's gone past the date and you've opened it, or what if you've not opened it?
Pretty sure even if you don't open it, it still goes past the date.
Right.
It's just the agents that you use inside it. And I, as I say, I have the same problem with like silicone gel, you know, that you use around the bathroom and the
Keep
kitchen
working
units.
while you keep talking.
Yeah, that sort of thing. So, Gerry's pushing me.
We'll be here till 11 o'clock.
I know. Perfection.
Yeah. So while you're just
Right.
doing that for a minute, I'm going to get Laura to pop over and have a look at this amazing handbag that you've done. I know
Yes.
she's already showed everybody. Do you want to just have a look,
Yeah.
Laura?
Am I okay to turn this around for a minute?
Yeah,
while I
you
plough
turn
on?
around so then
Thank
you can speed up a bit.
Yeah.
So this amazing handbag that we've got here, are we connected, Maria?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's done with the snake skin lace, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that one, I've used the red again just to show you the colour, and it's a nice colour. It pops.
Let's have a look at this.
And so I've used poppy red
Is
to
that
ice
close
the
enough,
cake.
that, Laura? Or should I pull it a bit closer?
You can pull it closer.
Yeah.
So
So look at that.
I've used poppy red to ice the cake, and then I've laid
Darn.
over the snake skin
Yeah. Is it
pattern.
okay or too close?
No, it's just that our logo's on. And
Over there?
that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
It's just our logo's on the page, so we don't want it to.
Okay, disappear.
Yeah.
So this snake skin, while you're doing that, just so I can show them something else what they're doing.
Yes.
This handbag is fabulous though, what you've made here, isn't it? And have you just hand carved this then?
That's actually a dummy because it's going on display again.
Yeah.
But you could easily carve that out of
Yeah, because I've made handbag cakes
rectangular
and just
cakes.
carved it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's easy,
So
isn't
one
it?
of the easy ones to carve.
Yeah. So this is the snakeskin one. So just to let you know that this is in, and this is on the website now as well. If you want to have one of these to your basket. And at the weekend when I was at the cake show, on the cake lace stand they had a lovely mat there called Fishnet, and they've done it in rose gold. And I have to say, just on a drum cake, so like the cake that Gerry's doing now. They just had it on black with rose gold and white with rose gold, and it looked stunning. So, but this cake is lovely. I love this. Really, very nice. Am I still in the right place,
And
Laura?
I've used
perfect.
the cake lace gold as well to highlight those little accent points
Yeah.
on the tassels and on the
Yeah.
buckles. Because it is a display cake, we can use the cake lace gold
Yeah.
because it is non-edible.
But just to let you say that this is a display cake, so
Yes.
that's where they've used the gold there. If you're going to use it on a real cake, then you can't.
Yeah.
You need to use one of the edible golds.
Yeah.
So let's just make sure we got that one right.
Yep.
So we do have the cake lace, non-edible, gold and silver on the website if you want to buy it. And they're great for your dummy cakes. So if you are making display cakes for your window, your shop window, or it's an add-on cake for somebody, then great. So let's go back and see how this dragon's doing. So he's doing well.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're about halfway now.
Yeah.
But as I say, before I had the mat, we were cutting out tiny little scales and putting them on. And it was taking ages for what I needed it to do. So this
We
is
just
actually a
fell
lot
over
quicker.
there, Laura.
No, it's because the turntable the camera's on will not stay still. So
Ah,
I'm having
right.
to wedge it. And it's just malfunctioned slightly.
Taking away. Right, take that one off.
I think what we could do with is a big ball of blue tack just to stop it sometimes, can't we?
Yeah, so sometimes it's fine.
Yeah.
Other times it just
Has a mind of its own.
I
Yeah, the
would
bag's
say-
stunning. So they love the handbag, which is great.
Yay.
And
I
this is really coming together now. It looks so pretty with
Yeah.
the scales
Well,
on.
the sequins are really good. It's a versatile mat because sequins are nice for like the glittery cakes, the Christmassy cakes, Great Gatsby theme. If you're making like my little girl has a habit for buying sequin shoes. So if you're making shoes to put on a cake and stuff, you can use the sequins in the gold. The rose gold is really nice.
Yeah.
Which I think you've had that on your site.
Yeah.
So
And we've got this ruby on the site as
yeah.
well.
So if
Well,
you're
actually,
shoes,
I've not put the ruby on the website yet. So this is the pearlized ruby.
Yes.
So it's not on the website yet, but it will be tonight before I go to bed. So I'll make sure that it's on. We've just dropped one of those
I've
in
just
the
dropped
water.
one in, but I'm going to show you what happened. Look at that. It's completely melting away.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
That's
we
too
do
much
not
water.
want to get it too wet. So you've got to be careful with it. But for
Yeah.
now, it is good. Still
Just a
working on
bit,
there. We're
yeah.
getting there.
So I will have the pearlized ruby on the website after we finish this live. I'll go and quickly pop it on.
Okay.
So was the sequins airbrushed or painted? No, she made them on the lace mat, Christine, and she made them with the pearlized ruby.
So this is the which one? This one.
Yeah.
This is the cake lace that we use,
Oh, yeah.
and it's the pre-mixed one.
Let's see.
So let me just open it and then you can have a look inside. So the colour wise, it's a lovely colour and it is true to the colour that when it
Turn it
dries,
towards the camera.
go that way. So
Yeah.
it is similar to the colour. You don't get much discoloration from
No.
cooking it.
It's
So
lovely.
it's ready to go and it has a long shelf life. This is before June 2019. So plenty to go around. It's going to last you.
So I'll put it on the website. It will be under brand on Cake Lace. It will be in this. If you go to the wish list, it will be in the Susan Esper, which I'm going to go and change the name in a minute to Susan to share with Gerry.
Well, you could keep it
And
as that one.
can I
I
keep
don't
it at
mind.
that one?
I don't mind.
We'll
I feel
it-
quite privileged to
well, let's
put my
keep-
name with
Aw.
Susan.
So I'll go and get that on as
I
well.
just realised it's Suzanne.
It's
Suzanne.
Yeah.
Suzanne.
Yeah, Susan. She don't mind. As,
No,
long
she's
as,
good.
as long as you call her a nice name, she doesn't mind. She's a lovely lady though.
She
Very
is.
nice lady.
She is.
Yeah.
I can't believe how quick she works as well. Very
She works
productive
really quick,
lady.
doesn't she? Yeah.
Right, so carrying on, we are. Oops, there's a couple that have just fallen.
And yes, we do a pearlized silver.
Yeah.
So there's a soft silver and a silver. There's a soft gold and a gold, and there's a ruby. And what I'll do is I'm going to leave Laura to look after you for a moment, and I'll go and put them in the Susan Esper. I'll go and put the ruby on the website. So Laura will be asking questions. Do you want my phone?
That's
Laura?
all right.
I've got them there.
Yeah.
So I'm going to hand you over to Laura for a minute, and we can talk about the scales and anything else.
Yeah,
So give me 5 minutes, and I'll get the ruby on the site now.
it is a bit of a tedious job to get them on, but as I say, it's so much. You'd be thankful doing this
Yeah,
and not the real scales.
Oh, but the effect of it is fantastic.
Yeah,
it really
picks
the
up the
texture
colours.
and everything. Yeah, the texture, the colour, it's fantastic.
For those who like steampunk, it could be
Oh yeah,
quite a nice element to
Yeah,
it. you know, to
definitely.
it.
and it's interesting. Cass Gibson said she thought the lace was too girly, but because it's used in a different way,
Yeah.
it is whatever you want it to be.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, to be honest, I can't see it in other than this is the first thing that jumped at me when I saw it.
You've done it, yeah.
But you always find a use for them, even if it's just part of the lace mats that you got, because some of them have got loads of different bits on it. You can cut little bits out.
Well, it's like the snakeskin one. I was thinking before when you were talking about the snakeskin one, what would you actually... I wouldn't ever have a use for it, but then seeing it on a handbag, it's so obvious.
Yeah, it's really pretty. But even... It could even be like a fishnet. It's very similar, or like a fishing line.
Someone has actually mentioned that they've used the fishnet mat for an actual trawling net, and it was draped over the driftwood for a sea-themed cake. So that's Tina Pine actually,
that's nice,
and that's a brilliant idea. A crocodile.
Yeah, it's just little things. It's just gonna. Are you making up new animals?
I struggled then for a slight second to work out what Maria was trying to tell me.
Yeah. Right, so there we go.
I'm not sure what you said. No, but I think you said a crocodile. It's a crocodile. Crocodile. Yeah.
So I'd say
I was like, I stumped for a split second. I was thinking, what have I missed?
I think it depends on how big you're making your models as well. Sometimes the smaller models, they really work. So as you can see, it's all, as I said, I can see little gaps here and there, but you can use the smaller
just to fill
that in afterwards. It doesn't matter. So
I just love the different textures.
You're still with me, and that it's not boring you too much. No. It's like watching paint dry, isn't it?
No, don't worry at all.
I'm going as fast as I can.
No pressure. No pressure.
I'm known for being quite fast, but when you're under pressure to do it fast, suddenly you go slow.
No, you're not going slow at all. You've covered tons of them.
So I've also got the, so whilst I'm doing this, I don't know if you can zoom onto this bit, but from where the logo was, there's a bit of writing for part of the name Fusion. So what I've done is I have used some white sugar paste. I rolled it out thin to about 1 millimetre with a bit of Tyler's blended in. I've let it dry for a bit so it's hard. And then all I've done is I've just cut out the lettering, and I've left it now to dry so that it's a bit easier to scoop up later.
Well, we'll have to see it later, I'm afraid, because we can't get the camera that way, and I don't want to miss anything that you're doing. So we'll keep everyone in suspense with the name.
I'm just going to turn it again.
No
so I
problem.
can see this leg bit. So again.
So just to remind anyone that's missed the beginning or can't stay for the whole video, it is pinned. The whole Facebook Live tutorial does get pinned to our Facebook page, so you can watch it back at any point. And then eventually it will be uploaded to YouTube as well. It sometimes takes a day or two just because of the size of the video, and YouTube has to approve it and everything like that. But it will eventually be on there. The best thing to do is actually subscribe to our YouTube page. So if you head over to Sugar and Crumbs with Nifty Nozzles on YouTube, it's dead easy to find in the search bar, and subscribe to the page, and then you don't miss anything. So when you see Maria walking around over everyone's shoulders with a selfie stick, that's to create the brilliant 1-minute videos. So it's all of the really important parts all squished together, so you don't miss anything. And she puts these captions over the top about what we're doing, or what the guest is doing, and what, you know, the method of the item that's happening at the time. And again, it's just a 1-minute quick video, just so you can see all the really important parts and the best bits. That is looking absolutely amazing. I can't believe what a difference the texture and the colours make. It's fantastic.
It's nice when you get 2 tones of colour.
Yeah, definitely. Exactly. It's still red, but that metallic is absolutely brilliant.
Nice. And this would work really good in the gold as well, because the gold is such a lovely colour. It's a lovely soft gold. So the sequins do work with the white, but as I say, the white tends to be softer. So depending on what you're using it for, if you're using it for like going round the whole cake to decorate the cake, that would be ideal. So like a wedding cake.
Yeah.
Just to give it texture. Some people like the texture of it. So.
Well, that's it. I know it's very on trend to do white on white, isn't it? It has been for a while. Yeah. But like you say, if you're doing white on white, you can have the different texture, and it still will pick up that detail.
Yeah. As I say, if you're doing it white, it does make it look a little bit feminine. But I think for a wedding, we always go for the bride's part first, don't we? She's the main priority.
Of course.
So on to weddings. So my sister got married this last month. Feels like already like days away, months away,
Oh,
but it was
yeah.
only last month, and so much prep to go into it. And we did a bit of cake lace on the wedding cake there, but again, it was a very the cake itself was actually quite plain. It's just iced in ivory, but having the lace there gave it that extra bit of detail.
Yeah.
People were coming up to the cake then to see, and then it had lots of colourful flowers on it.
Oh, yeah, that sounds
But
gorgeous.
the lace draws it in. It
Yeah.
gives it that extra bit of texture. And the feminine, it just makes it more delicate.
Yeah, yeah. Pam, just to answer your question, it's only got 2 legs because it's actually copied from the company's logo, so it's to their specification. So if I just hold up
Yeah.
the company's logo, just to recap, this is so like we said before, it's a dummy cake, but it is being used for the launch of a new restaurant in Lim. So this is actually the logo that's actually been used for the design and the inspiration for the cake. So that is the dragon, and obviously it's like you said before, it's like a hand-drawn sort of airbrush design
Yeah.
almost. So obviously it's trying to interpret that into a physical model on the cake.
Yeah.
And that's their specification. So it's a corporate cake, it is for a client.
But it's not going to be eaten.
But it's definitely not going to be eaten. Just simply
Just going
because
in the window.
yeah, it's going in the window, and to be honest, it's just going to be admired, I think, and it's absolutely amazing.
I think if you ever are making something for a client and it's going to be for non-consumption, you make sure they sign paperwork to say that they're not going to eat it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because you never know.
Well, that's it. Yeah.
You know, you agreed on it, so make
Yeah.
sure you've got your paperwork to go with it. So there we go. Oops. How are we doing? We're almost there.
Yeah.
I've done
It's
that at the
looking
back.
great.
It's not actually, it doesn't have to be going up completely the same way, as long as you're in the same direction.
Yeah, and the
you
gaps are
can.
covered, like you said
Yeah,
before.
they
You
lend
can
it to
fill those
themselves.
little small bits in.
You can. So around the legs, things like the legs, you can use the smallest bits and scoop. Am I in the wrong direction?
No,
again?
you're
Am I good?
absolutely fine. Don't worry.
Right, so you're just gonna, now with the leg, I'm not gonna go all the way. We're gonna do just about half. It's just kind of, for this, you wanna give it the illusion that it's got scales. So you start with a few, and then you ease it off towards the bottom, so that his bare leg, you get bare legs.
We're done. We're on. Hey, look at that.
Nice, isn't
That's
it?
looking good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right, so for you guys who want the ruby, that is now on the website.
Oops, coming off. Trying to go as quick as we can.
And I've also now put you in a share with Suzanne. I don't know how I've managed to delete myself off my own website.
I have trouble with my website. I'm terrible with the tech.
I've done it.
There we go. So that's all I want, because I don't want to hide this bit here.
What bit do you not want to hide?
The bottom of the legs. So rather than be completely scaled, I actually
Yeah.
want to leave it, and then I can use the Dresden tool later just to make little marks.
Ah, right,
Just gives
okay,
it
yeah.
more detail. But again, because when you look at dragons and things, they don't have scales right to the edge of the whole body. There's little elements where it's free.
That's really good. Tony O'Grady says she's had the sequin mat for years and never used it, and now she's seen us use it. She's used it twice, which is
That's
great.
great.
She's only used it last week and this
That's
week,
right.
and it's ironic that Suzanne's come and used it, and then you've come in and used it as well.
And it wasn't planned.
Yeah, no, it wasn't, because we knew that you were doing this.
But that's the thing, is, we try to give you mats that are going to be used for multiple projects, not just for the one thing. Like I said, most of you wouldn't be using it for dragons and stuff, but now you know. So dragons, mermaids, treasure. If you want to make
Crocodiles.
yeah.
Eric's asked a question, you may have already asked this. Why has it only got two legs and not
Yeah.
three? Have you
We've
asked
covered.
this?
Yeah.
We've covered
covered
that.
it.
Did I miss that? So why has it only got two legs?
Because it's the interpretation of the logo.
Yeah.
And then the logo is only
yeah.
got two.
Okay.
Oh.
Iris said it's very therapeutic watching you put the
Thank
sequins on.
you.
So guys, what do you think about us being nominated for Retailer of the Year at the Cake Masters? So we're really very, very excited. There's 4 of us up there for nominations. We're in the finalists. So we are up there and we hope that we're going to win. So Retailer of the Year, which will be amazing for Sugar and Crumbs.
Congrats on getting that far as well.
Yeah, so that's really amazing. Well, yeah, that's an achievement just getting there, isn't it? Yeah. So we've got there, Evil Cake Genius is up there with us as well. So is the cake stuff and so is the cake decorating company. So, oh, look at all those lovely love hearts. So I hope those go for that. So we're really, really very, very pleased. And then this year, it's the first year that Cake Masters have actually announced the shortlisted. Normally they don't announce who's shortlisted, but there's 20 of them. There was over 200 applicants and there was 20 has been shortlisted, and we have been shortlisted for our flavoured icing sugars. So normally they don't normally tell you, they normally only tell you who's in the finals. But this time they've actually announced the shortlisted, and I do believe that next week we will hear whether we're in the final. So fingers crossed. And fingers crossed for our lovely friend Gwen with her DK Pearl applicator. And Amy Sweet Stamps is up there. She's been shortlisted as well. So of course we're going to beat them because we know we're better. But you know what? We don't mind them coming second and third, do we, girls? We, you know, we're going to keep it all together. So
friendly competition.
Yeah, friendly competition. I like Gwen very much and Amy, but flavoured icing sugar, you can do so much more with it.
It's everything, isn't it? We've got 7 minutes to decorate your cake with.
Exactly. Yeah. There you go.
That's
great. So,
we all
anyhow,
get speed.
Joking aside, when we have been announced that we're the winners, I will be happy to congratulate Gwen and Amy on coming second and third. I can't remember who's the 20, but let's hope we get through anyhow. Fingers crossed. So, there you go. So let's hope we get through. But I think that's quite good of Cake Masters to actually, this year, it's the first time that they've ever actually allowed everybody to know who has been shortlisted. So that's quite good.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah, I like that. So let's hope we get to the finals.
We're nearly there.
So we're not at the finals for the best product, but fingers crossed we're going to get there. And fingers crossed our friends Gwen with the DK and Amy will get there as well. And fingers crossed we will win. You never know. Wouldn't that be great if we won both?
God. Oh, yes.
Hey, wouldn't that be good? That'd be a first, wouldn't it? Look, see, look, everyone's there. We're going to win it. We're going to win. We're going to smash it. Well, if you could just get onto Cake Masters and tell them that you would like us to win, I would appreciate it. So,
how does the voting
for a small
work?
company. You know, for a small company, you know, that it would be really so nice. And you know what, guys? We can't do it without you. You know, so let's see how we get on.
Not sure about that nickname though, Tina Pine.
What does she call us?
Team Scrums.
Team Scrums.
Scrums.
Well, Rachel Neal, I agree. Team Carol should win. Well done.
Team Carol. Well, I think we'll go with that.
Oh, I like Team Sugar and Crumbs, to be fair.
Scrums.
We're a good team.
Scrums?
Not Scrums, no, Sugar and Crumbs.
Right, we're near the end
how
of
we
this
doing?
bit. Yeah, we are nearly there now. We're at the top. So,
Poor Maria's had to dangle all over this kitchen.
That's a really good
You're doing well,
to keep
Maria.
going.
She makes great videos, though, don't
She
she?
does.
We've already bigged Maria up tonight.
Oh, we've been bigging her up, have
Oh,
we?
we have.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She deserves bigging up. What have you bigged her up for?
For videos?
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, absolutely. We
Trying to
should
get back in the good books after
shortlisted
waking
for the
her up.
finalist, shouldn't we, as the videography person?
We don't do
Maybe
anyone
we should have a
behind
word
the
with Cake Masters about that. And we could also have for looking in the oven at how pretty she is. We could do that one, couldn't we? So we caught her. My daughter Laura was here doing a demo.
Yeah.
And Laura was filming and hadn't moved the camera. And there's Maria turned around to the oven and hadn't realised that you could see yourself in it. But when she saw herself, she did a flick of the hair. Check that she was looking just as pretty.
Oh, right. That's good for us. I'm going to put a little bit under the chin, but I'll do that when I get home. So, let's turn that back up.
You've got time to finish under the chin here if you want. Got plenty of time.
I'm going to do the top.
Oh, and have we got to put a logo on? Have you got it?
Yeah, I've got the name, and I've got a bit of bamboo to add to it as well.
Oh,
so.
yes, we've got the bamboo. We've got to put the bamboo on, haven't we?
We like, as much as we like the logo,
the bamboo's
the colour,
important.
it needs a bit of colour. Chinese really like the whole feng shui thing. So,
Yeah.
Green bamboo's always good.
They've just had a big holiday, the Chinese, haven't they, in September? I was there one September when
it was the Moon Festival.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
So
Giving these mooncakes to eat. It was amazing how many people queued up for them. Eh?
Did you try one?
Yeah, it wasn't quite my cup of
I was
tea.
gonna say, I'm quite impressed that you tried one.
It was much better than all the other things that I got offered to eat. They were still moving.
Oh right, yeah. It comes with a selection of things. Even I don't try a lot of things. But the moon cakes, I don't know if you ever know, they're like a pastry and they've got some kind of filling. They've all got a nice filling in them, and usually an egg yolk because the egg yolk represents the moon.
Right.
And it's all about the moon. But I don't particularly like the egg yolk, but it's meant to be a sign of good luck, so you have it.
Right.
But they have these other ones that you have like a frozen one, so they're really nice. It's like eating a frozen lolly, I guess. So there we go, we're at the top. So made it to the top of the head. So now this part here, we're going to give him some hair, so a bit of a mane.
It looks great.
The colour
I have
is
to say,
amazing.
Gerry, it does look great.
Are you happy with it?
Is
so
it
far?
he or a she?
I think it's a he.
I'd go with a he.
Yeah.
I called him a he before.
It's manly,
Yeah.
doesn't it? It looks
Yeah, I think
manly.
it's 'cause it is-
Yeah.
His
I think that
eyebrows.
whisker finished it off, didn't it?
Yeah.
Is it a whisker? What is it?
The whiskery bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, they all have this whisker thing. So in fact, the eyebrows, I'd even go over the eyebrows and make it a bit more wispy. Because again, on the picture, you see there, he's got all these wispy bits coming off him. So that can be done just by rolling bits of fondant. And again, as I say, I will tidy this up more when I go home. But just so you know, we're just going to roll some sausages on the top. And we're going to start making some hair going down the back. So a little more of these, just little cones. And yeah, use your Dresden tool, try and push it in, just like that. And this is why we do all the sequins first, because then we can add these over the top. And at the end, if you want to, you can use your airbrush and you can give it a little spritz and give it a bit more highlighting with and more red. But they're not, again, it's a different shade, so that adds to the detail.
That is
Stuff
great.
like this here, don't worry about that, because I can add another little sequin.
Yeah. Tina Pine says it looks so elegant.
Thank you. Hopefully the client will like it.
Yeah. Dawn Harrison says she's learned so much from watching these live tutorials, so she really appreciates it. And that's nice, Margaret Wells. You are the best company, not only for your sugars, but service as well.
Yeah.
We try. Oh wait, I've not looked at an email since last Wednesday. I'm having a nervous breakdown.
Well, I did a class last week,
Yeah.
just it's demoing classes to show how to use stuff, but we were discussing your sugar and crumbs lovely flavours, because the ladies had picked it up in a goodie bag of some kind. I don't know where they've been.
Oh, have they been to Ron and Marion's Marion Frost's
Yes, that's
demonstration
the one.
days?
Yes. And they were all raving about your sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah, they loved it. I think some of them got the salted caramel, which is my favourite.
So, Christine said, did you put Tylo powder in the sugar paste? You did. You put a little bit in,
Quite a
didn't
teeny bit in because the red gets quite soft. But
Yeah.
as it's
I love that
Don't
bit
need
there,
to.
putting the hair on. That's good, isn't it?
just little
Do you
things.
call it hair?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just little things to start off with, and as I say, I'll do some more on the head, but I do want to finish the majority as well. So what I'll do is I'm going to show you the
Have I
writing.
did something with Richard, loving the Foxy
I-
Little Red Mermaid?
No
What happened
idea. No,
Where's the Foxy Little Red Mermaid, Richard?
I've not
Just
got
on a
a
different
clue.
channel.
Yeah. So I'm just going to step back with this one.
Or was it just called the tail, do you think?
Oh,
Just called the tail, 'cause, yeah, that does look like a mermaid, doesn't it?
Actually, have we? I don't want to jinx it, but have we been on one whole feed, like no breaks so far?
You know what?
We're doing good.
We've not, the feed hasn't interrupted today.
No, we've not.
We're
Yeah,
good,
don't
we're
say
good.
that. It's very good. Listen,
Right.
I've had the IT man in here today,
Oh,
and
he's
that
worth
IT man's had
paying
a
for.
strong talking to, believe me.
Right, so here we've got the writing, and that's going to go, I'm going to put it on here. So you've still got the S shape. In fact, I might put it slightly half, so it's, in the middle. So I've already cut them out, and all I've done is, that was done about an hour ago. I've just rolled out some thin white icing, moulded with a bit of Tylo's, and if you leave it for long enough, it's a bit like card. And it means that when you cut it, you get these nice crisp edges, and there's a bit more, there's no flex, so it's not going to bend. So I'm just going to take them off the mat. realised it's white going on white, so that's not going to be good. I'll put it on here.
No worries.
So they're in sections because it's easier. So that's my end. Can I? Is that good? Then the easiest way to do this is if you print out your image that you want, your text, you put the thing in a Polly Pocket. So I've done it here. So put it in a Polly Pocket, and I've actually put the sugar paste on top, and I've just eyeballed it. So if you put it on top like that, and you eyeball where you're gonna cut it, like here, there. It's probably about that wide. She says about, and just move this about there. So if you kind of cut these bits, you'll get a good idea of the size.
So Richard says it's a Fab Dragon, if he's being honest, another triumph.
So it's about that size.
And Tina Pine says, I agree, the service is beyond amazing. Which other company would message me at the wee hours? That's because I'm working all night, Tina. So, I was having a conversation with a lady the other night at 1 o'clock in the morning. I said, I'm going to go to bed in a minute, I'm going to go to bed in a minute.
You can't switch off though, can you?
You
When it's
can't
your own
switch off.
business, you've got to keep going.
Going
because
on, yeah.
you don't want to disappoint anyone.
Yeah.
Right.
But I have to give Laura and Maria their due. They do their fair share. They know, I always say it, they do their fair share. They're with me in the morning, up early, and they do stay. I mean, not everybody comes in at 7 in the morning after you've only arrived at 2 and stay till whatever time we're going to finish tonight. Albeit Maria did stay in bed all day today.
Oh.
You were with us, weren't you, Laura?
I was there. I was there in body, but probably not in mind or spirit.
I don't drink any alcohol whatsoever, and I did say to Laura, I don't know what's wrong with me, but I feel as though I'm drunk.
That's the worst hangover
feel
in
as
the
though-
world.
Yeah, I feel as though I'm walking around in a daze today.
Are you okay with me doing it from this angle?
Yeah, can you see?
Ah, oh no.
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
Sorry.
She can see now.
Maria's not there.
So
Maria's still there
Sorry.
again now.
they're pretty
No, it's
firm.
okay.
So I'm just holding it with a bit of water and just pressing it for a few seconds so that it
It's looking
sticks.
good, this, isn't it?
Yeah. And as I say, because you've cut the lettering on semi-hardened semi-hardened sugar paste. Makes
So you've
cleaner
got the other
lines.
part of the letters on the other side of the dragon then?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
I
the
see,
dragon
I
actually
get
has
it.
So that's
the
hit.
S in the
That's-
logo.
Oh, I
Which
get
is
it.
why I
Right,
didn't want to
okay.
make it super big, but we.
Oh yeah, but I
still-
saw the dragon there, but I hadn't got what she was doing on the cake.
right.
Now I see. So Fusion, right. So
Yeah.
I got that logo there, but I
Yeah.
didn't realise that's how he's going to do it on the cake. Ah, fantastic. Good. Where's these?
Bless you. So there we go.
Sorry.
Just join that line up properly.
Yeah, there, Kat Riley. She's also had messages of me at 5 in the morning.
Customer service.
That's because I'm usually dealing with the Americans at that time of the morning, and then I
Just
start
gonna
dealing with
say,
the
you've gotta do
Australians.
both sides of the
Yeah.
world. You know, both there's several sides of the world. But... Right. So again, just gonna nudge it.
Oh, that's nice, Christina. She said there's not many companies you can phone up the next day and add something to your order after you've forgot to add something.
Well, not that you already do a fantastic service, but I had to call IKEA today because they've sent me some rubbish units, and it took me half an hour to get through to them. So I know you don't ever take that long. It's gonna be a
I don't know.
half an
This
hour
week
on
we
the
might have.
phone. Oh, well, yeah, understandable though.
This week with the show week, I think we've
Yeah,
got to
very
put a
busy week.
message up when we go to Birmingham. We're going to have to message up and say, look, guys,
I'm
sorry,
not physically here.
we'll do our best.
So I'm just trying to eyeball it so that it's the same height as the other side. So you can see that there, yeah.
You're eyeballing it well.
Yeah. And then the F, from what I can see on the picture, it's not.
Carol,
It's
could
the
you-
Sorry, I nicked your plan. Sorry, there you go, there he is.
So
Sorry, I thought you knew what you were doing.
I'll look at it. Right. So the line of where the F goes, it kind of sits like this. It's not the same height.
So, Janet Stone,
look
our
at
Hobbycraft shop sell the flavoured ice and sugar. Is it yours? Of course it is. Who else's would it be?
So
Yes,
that's popular.
it's ours.
You have to sell it in multiple places now.
Yeah. Oh, we don't want any supermarkets or anything like that. No. We sell it in Hobbycraft The Range and lots of small cake shops, but it's not going in the supermarkets. We don't want it there.
So we've got that's that.
Yeah, wow, look at you. Yours is looking good, isn't it?
And then next bit.
Everybody's in love with him. We'll have to give him a name. What are we going to call him, Fred?
Yeah, you give him a name.
No, you got to have a nice Chinese name for him.
Yeah.
That'd be rubbish. The Chinese names don't work for these things.
Do
They
they
never
not?
sound cute.
Do they not?
Yeah, I think he's cute.
Why do they not have cute Chinese names?
No, I think the Chinese language is quite harsh, so
Is it?
everything sounds like quite.
The fact that we don't
mean
understand
when
it
you
doesn't
say
really matter.
Right, so I've got this upside down. So bamboo is a really big thing for Chinese, so it means prosperity and health, prosperity.
Oh, does it?
And just good feng shui. So we want to have a little bit on there, just give it a bit of colour.
Yeah.
And I'm going to put it on the second tier, maybe a little one up there. So this is the Karen Davies mould, and it comes in a big strip. So like I've done the driftwood, if you were doing cake, you could do it all the way around with the bamboo. It'd look really nice.
Did we put that on the wish list, Marie? Yeah, good.
And just because I've shown you how to use a mat before with the mould, sorry, and I've done it with the green one. So I've used some green
Call
sugar
it Ian.
paste.
Ian's not
Ian.
cute, is it? Ian? Come on, Kat. Be something better than that. Can't be called Ian.
So
Yeah, Tina likes Flame. I like Fred. I have to agree with Tony. Fred's good.
yeah, I quite like Fred actually. So you don't have to use a whole mat. So all I've done is I've gone into 3 sections. 3 is always a good number. So I've done it in 3, and I've just lifted it up and let it settle a little bit before putting it on the cake.
I like what Iris has actually puffed the magic dragon. Quite well.
Wasn't that song based on something else?
I don't know.
Yes, it
Was it?
yeah.
It wasn't when I was a kid. It
No,
suddenly
but
You
became
mean Iris
something.
didn't think of that on her own then?
No, because Puff the Magic
Is it
Dragon
called
is.
Puff the Magic
Yeah.
Dragon, is it? I've not heard that one either.
I think it's completely innocent if I'm being honest, but people were telling me it wasn't. So I was like,
Pretty sure it is. There is an underlying reason behind it.
I wouldn't know who it is.
So I've just put one on this side, and I'm gonna do one.
She says it says Ian on the cake.
Ah!
Clever.
Oh my
true.
goodness!
All of us in here, and we didn't even pick that up.
We're gonna call it Ian. It says Ian. It's supposed to say fusion cat.
You can't see that everyone else can see.
Isn't it weird that somebody can pick up that? There we all are.
It's
Well
been a
done.
long week.
Says Ian on the cake.
Goes on there.
Oh yeah, Maureen. What about John?
Yeah.
Yeah, he can be a dragon at times. He come up with some clever jobs for me and Laura and Maria this week. I gave him a glare.
And I'm just gonna put that thing. Yeah, actually, I'm gonna put it on this side. So as I say, yeah, most of the time we're just eyeballing it and seeing where the best places are for it to go. Again, it'd be nice to put a bit more on here actually, because as much as it's the design's quite a clean logo, but as it is a cake for a display, you want it to still have some nice other attributes to it.
Yeah.
So there we go.
Oh my goodness. You're not going to like this. Cats can see F.U. Ian. We are after 10. Oh, we're not. No, we're after 9. You meant to see the S in the dragon. I think we might have to push those letters up a bit.
I think we need to have a word with the company. Just so you know.
Oh.
So yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, it will be a cake to remember. Won't
Yes,
it?
definitely.
Yeah. It looks so fantastic.
spinning
Yeah.
around.
Absolutely amazing.
I like that. So
And you know
far.
what, you've done that. I know it's a 2-hour demo.
Yeah.
But you've done a lot in there. And to be fair, when you started putting the sequins on, I thought this was going to be like 3 hours getting those bad boys on. But
And look how
you've
much
done
I've got.
very well. Look at those. That's
Still a
brilliant,
lot
isn't
left.
it?
Probably only used 2 of them.
And what else would you highlight? The tail, the eyes.
So,
what else would you do with it?
I'm going to be working on it more when I get home. There's
Yeah.
going to be a lot more going on the face, I think, because they have a longer whiskers. I want to think maybe lengthen these parts a bit. And then something like oops, I can show you now. Like the head here, we want to give it some detailing. So if you just kind of use your dressing tool to make little V shapes, you're kind of giving it scales. And it's only little.
And are you going to
something.
colour in its eyes or anything?
Yeah, I'm going
Yeah.
to paint it, I think. Maybe gold.
Yeah.
So So the fractal gold,
There we go.
we use the rejuvenator.
Because we could do with having some eyes now before you go.
I think that'd be nice.
So that Maria can finish off the video.
Yeah.
So what do we think, guys?
Actually, I've already got a...
With F.U. Ian. Fusion.
My client's gonna like it.
Yeah.
Do you think they'll like it?
I think it's amazing. Everybody thinks it's amazing. What do you think, guys? I know we're taking the mickey out of Cat Riley here. Cat, go away. So what do we think of this amazing cake? Do we love it? It's absolutely amazing. Come on, you've got to give Gerry the thumbs up. Right, these love hearts are coming now, girls.
I'm using the wrong brush to do this.
No, you've done an amazing job, an absolutely amazing job.
Thank you.
And even Richard said those sequins went on a lot faster
Good.
than he was expecting. Yeah, love it. Looks brilliant. Love it. Everybody says looks amazing. Very clever lady. It's brilliant. Great. And you have done a fantastic job, Gerry. You really have.
That's a bit neater.
He does look good. So there's lots there. Kat says it's incredible. She'd like to see. We'd like to have a picture of the finished cake when it's done. So you must put.
I'll send you a picture.
So you must put the picture on our community group so everybody can see it and put it on our page. And send the picture to Maria as well so she can finish off the video with it as well.
Okay.
So absolutely fabulous. Well done. Is there anything else we've got to do with this bad boy? Anything else you want to say?
I think that's it for time, isn't it? Are we stuck for time?
No, we've
We're on
got 10 minutes.
tentative.
But
Well,
what
tell you
else
what,
do you
there is
think
a
you
little
do?
bit here that I want to do with the sugar paste because, like I said, the main that they have, it kind of goes over.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or we can have a quick go at making a wallet, a purse for the snake skin if you want to do
No,
that.
we'll do that
in
for
10
another
minutes.
time. What
Okay,
we will
let's
do
do
is
this
we'll
then.
get the drawer going because we
Yeah.
want you back, Gerry. You've got to think of these good things. You've got to come back again. So while you're doing that, let's do the little hokey cokey. Where's that drawer? Here we
Buy
go.
the flowers.
Right then. So while you're doing that, I'll
Yeah,
just
carry
talk
on.
to everybody here. So every week we do the Sugar and Crumbs Bake Off. Okay, so what it is you watch the Bake Off, Great British Bake Off on a Tuesday night. And there's a different subject every week. And I'm not sure what tomorrow's going to be.
Vegan.
Vegan, is it? Is that what it's going to be? Vegan.
Vegan
We were
week.
talking about that.
Yes.
So last week was pastry week, and I think that was week 6. So what we ask you to do is, if you want to follow it, and you want to do part of the recipe, I know I'm just dodging between.
Yeah, you're getting
just dodging between
behind
here.
Maria.
Yeah, you get over there.
That's what places are doing.
Yeah.
So if you want to get involved, it's really very simple and it's only a bit of fun, so don't take it seriously. But there's 3 categories: there's signature, technical, and showstopper. Okay, and you can do anything from the recipe. It doesn't have to be from the recipe, from the website, an idea. And all you need to do is bake something, and then underneath add a little piece of paper, Sugar and Crumbs Bake Off, and 2018. Take a picture, post it on the community group. Okay, and if you can't find the post, it's usually pinned to the top of the page, but all you do is go to unit 28. So on the community group, there's a set of units. Go to unit 28 and you'll find the most recent one. I do normally post on a Wednesday, but I was late this week because we were loading the van for Cake and Bake, and then we travelled down to Cake and Bake on Thursday, and then somebody sent me a message on Friday and said, you've not put it on the website. So I got it on Friday night. So if you put all 3 in, so if you do a signature, a technical, and a showstopper, and you post 3 different entries, you get 3 tickets in the draw. If you only enter 1, you get 1. The reason we do a draw is, as much as they look fabulous, okay, we don't really want to pick it because it looks fabulous, because there could be always the same person coming up. So we want everybody to have a chance of going in the draw. And also we can't taste it. You know, some things look great, it may not always taste great either, but I'm sure yours do. But basically, we just want everybody to have a chance. So, John, oh, crikey, I've just dropped his gun. Oh, hang on. Don't want to miss it. Right. So, I don't want to be told off for not putting them all in. Right, Gerry, so you can't see.
Hold on. Oh, there's too many. There we go, I've got one.
Right, okay, unroll it then.
Okay. Da-da-da-da-da. Lynn Parks.
Lynn who?
Lynn Parks.
Ah, Lynn Parks. Not that I know who Lynn Parks is, but congratulations. And Lynn Parks has won the winter Village Mould from Karen Davies. So Karen Davies has put that prize up this week. So congratulations, Lynn. And when I was at the show, I did a little Facebook Live just walking around the show. While I was there, Karen said she was going to throw in a kilo of her sugar paste. Pick marshmallow, it's amazing. You'll never share it with anybody. You'll just pick it off and scoff it. It's so nice, isn't it? The marshmallow one.
Yeah.
So Lynn, send me your message me your name and address. I will forward it to Karen, and Karen will send it direct from her herself. Okay. So congratulations, Lynn Parks. Now next week's Bake Off is what is it? Vegetable.
Vegan.
Vegan week. Okay, vegetable week.
Same thing.
Oh, is it?
Oh, vegan, yeah. Don't eat meat.
So next week I will get it up in time, okay? And Patchwork Cutters, they're donating a prize next week. She's just sent me the image, so I will put that up as well. So Marion from Patchwork Cutters, I think she sent over 2 cutters. That's going to be next week's prize for you. So do make sure you enter. It's all a little bit of fun. And you know, it's just joining in. But to make sure it's a genuine picture, you genuinely baked it, you do have to put that piece of paper in front of it that says Sugar and Crumbs Bake Off 2018. So congratulations, Lynn Parks. And we should be back on this now. How are we doing? He's looking good. Oh wow, those eyes are looking good. What did you do with them?
Just gave him bigger eyebrows.
Oh my God, can you see those eyes?
I can't because I can see Maria's phone. Sorry, I'm really sorry. Honestly, Maria must absolutely hate me, but every time, I know, I'm so sorry.
Those look good.
Giving him a second set just makes it more.
Yeah.
There we go.
Can you see them?
I can now, yeah.
So I'd actually use that as more of an eyelid.
Sorry,
now.
Maria.
If that's like an eyelid, just poke it up a bit, flick it up in the corner.
Well, the detail on that
A bit
now.
more hair on the side. You probably have a little bit on the arms. They have a little bit of a wingy, a bit more hair on the arms. So
Yeah.
you do that.
So we have to have a bit of hairy arms.
Yeah.
Ian.
And a tiny bit going down the mane there. But other than that, we're kind of there.
Wow, what do you think of that, guys? Can you
Amazing.
see it? How fantastic.
So yeah.
Yeah.
I will put some
And
more
can you
bamboo
see all
on
the
top,
nose
yeah.
and everything called there, Laura?
Yeah.
Oh, he looks really good, isn't he? He's so good. Absolutely well done. And you know what? You've been a great style. You really have. You let us all take the
You
fun.
made me work hard.
Good. F you, Ian.
I'll remember that now.
I hope the company's not watching. We're all going to get our bums kicked.
Can I just ask one? Tina Pine's just asking when the draw from the entrance of the Cake and Bake
Oh, I'm
show
glad
will
you
be
said.
closing.
Yes, I'm glad you said. Okay, I was going to do it on Thursdays live, but because I'm cancelling Thursdays live, so just so for those of you who didn't know, everybody went to Cake and Bake and you purchased off our stand, you got a badge and you were told just take a picture that you were at the cake show. It doesn't matter whether you got us in it or not got in it. We've been laughing at the pictures of girls at night time, you know. Unfortunately, none of you got any flattering ones of me.
Or me.
My lovely fat body was in everyone. But anyhow, there were some gorgeous ones of Maria and the other girls, and there's some very pretty ones of you, Laura, as well. But anyhow, so we asked everybody to take a picture at the cake show with their badge and to post it on our Facebook page and on our community group as well. So I was going to do the draw is for a Nordic wear elegant heart bunt pan, okay? So I was going to do the draw on this week's Thursday live, but we're cancelling the live because we've got to deal with the Dinky Doodle stuff. So on Monday's live, we will draw then. So next Monday, we'll do 2 draws, one for the Elegant Heart Pan and one for the Great British Bake Off, Sugar and Crumbs Bake Off, whatever I call it. I don't know, I'm getting myself all muddled up, it's late. It's too late. Okay, so it will be Monday night. So make sure if you haven't posted your picture, get it posted this week, yeah? And are you loving your new fridge magnets? You guys who've been ordering them by post. So your new winter... Oh, we didn't bring you one, did we? Oh, never mind.
I'll have to come back for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll save you one.
So you're going to come back again?
I'd love to.
Oh, you've been great
Yeah.
fun. We'd love you back. Would we love to have her back?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So have we got anything else to tell everybody, Laura?
Not that I can remember. Like and share the post. Classes. We didn't
Oh
really
yes,
talk about them
classes,
before.
yes. So classes next week. So we have got Zoe Fancy Cakes in next week. She's in on Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday doing her classes. Have we got any space available? They're all full.
No, Monday's definitely full.
Full?
There may be 1 or 2 spaces on Tuesday or Wednesday, but I think that is literally it.
Tight,
If they've not
isn't
already
it?
gone.
If they've not already gone. I know it's very tight. And then we've got Georgie Godbold in on the Saturday. I've got a very busy week next week. I've got 3 classes with Zoe, which I'm going to be here. Then I'm going to 2 classes in Liverpool with Georgie Godbold. And then she's coming here doing a class. I'll be sick to death of the woman, won't I? By the time I'll be modelled out, won't I? Yeah, but I'm staying the night on Thursday.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll come and find you there. That's it. She wished she'd never said anything now. So, yeah, so Georgie Godbold will be sick of me and I'll be sick of her, I reckon, by Saturday. So we'll be modelled out. But anyhow, we're going to do a live on Monday with Zoe Fancy Cakes. I'm not sure what she's making, but she's going to be doing a live on Monday night after the class. And then on Saturday, we've only just let Georgie know via this live that she's going to be doing a live on Saturday afternoon. So we're going to do the whole class for the day, show you what everybody's been making, and then I'm going to get Georgie to just show you a little model, just a quickie to keep you interested there, because they're great. And Georgie's part of the Sugar Wobblies, if you not part of, she is the Sugar Wobblies. So she's a great lady, she's great fun, great sense of humour, and I'm really looking forward to all those classes next week because they are good fun. So if you've enjoyed tonight, please like and share. Please go over to our YouTube channel, give us a thumbs up there. And I'm so pleased that the live didn't go tonight. We've kept with it. Yay! So I'm going to phone our IT man and give him a thank you tomorrow because he got a stiff word of warning today.
It worked.
It did work. It was good. So anything else, Laura? No?
Well, thank you for having me.
Very good.
And yeah.
Looks look great in a pinny.
There's
I'm
lots
really
of
so happy
amazing
about
comments,
this.
just to let you know.
Oh, thank you.
Don't forget your pinnies, girls.
Yeah.
They're back on the website. T-shirts and
Splash of
hoodies.
colour.
Ours. I've got a black one and a pink one now. I like
I like the
these.
splash of colour.
Yeah. So don't forget, like and share, and we will see you on Monday night. So no Facebook Live on Thursday. Monday night with Zoe Fancy Cakes and 2 draws. Great demo on Monday. And thank you, Jerry. This is amazing. Bye-bye.